During that time, their cat, Tigger, managed to escape out of the house, and the family had nearly given up on their search. That's until they finally received a call that he'd been found.
We went and picked him up, and as soon as he saw Abby, though, it was all over. That was it. He found his human. I think it's a good omen, and there's great things on the horizon for our family.
And their toddler, incredible. I know, their toddler continues to defy all the odds as well. The family says she's getting better every day, and soon she's actually going to start stem cell therapy.
Coming up, we take a look at how the Lake Okeechobee releases have affected our water quality here next.
Also coming up, drones soon dropping off your deliveries. Ahead at 6 o'clock, the plan's now being put in place so you don't even physically have to go to your neighborhood Walmart.
And 3 babies beating the odds thanks to a team of more than 24 people. In our next hour at 6, we'll introduce you to the couple who are now proud parents to identical triplets.
And here's a live look at Doppler radar this morning. If you're in Charlotte County, in the Rotunda area, Punta Gorda, you're seeing some rain already. Coming up next, Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman is breaking down the rain chances for today and your Father's Day forecast.
.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Are you looking to have built or repaired a shingle, metal, or tile roof? Do you want to hire a company where the owner personally inspects your job and every job? Hello, I'm Jimmy Williamson of WB Williamson Brothers Roofing. If the answer is yes,
844 WB Built.
WB Williamson Brothers Roofing represents the 4th generation of a tradition that began with my grandfather back in 1967. And it's a tradition of building something that you can be proud to put your name on. If you need a quote for the construction or repair of a shingle, metal, or tile roof, call me, Jimmy.
844 WB Built.
Or visit us at 2944 South Street in Fort Myers. Williamson Brothers Roofing also specializes in standing seam metal roofs and commercial flat roofs. Satisfied clients include Florida Gulf Coast University and Pensacola State College. Call Williamson Brothers Roofing at 844 WB Built. That's
844 WB Built.
That's 844 WB Built.
Fox News listeners, Saturday morning is the perfect time to talk boats and water fun in Southwest Florida. This is Adam Botana again from Baywater Sousa Boat Club. Join us every Saturday morning from 7 to 8 for the Baywater Boat Club Hour. We talk boats, fishing, boating hotspots, water quality, on top of Jake the Millennial and I just having fun on the radio. And if you don't have a boat, Baywater Sousa Boat Club has got you covered. Just call me, Adam, at 239-495-0455.
Got mold?
In your house?
What do I do now?
Call 239-936-1033.
Call Fire Service, your disaster response friends.
Why would someone take a chance on purchasing a frameless shower door from a big box store or an online discounter of an obscure brand, and then try and find a licensed, qualified installer to put it in, when you can deal directly with a local, family-owned business that consults, measures, manufactures, and installs their own award-winning brand of shower doors? My Shower Door is a family-owned and operated business and has the highest ratings on Angie's List and Home Advisor. Want to see more? Go to myShowerDoor.com.
This is 92.5 Fox News. 92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 6 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station.
Now,
92.5
from
Fox News.
Today is a federal holiday. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. It's Juneteenth, just signed into law yesterday by President Biden.
Day in which we remember the moral stain, the terrible toll that slavery took on the country.
It commemorates June 19, 1865, the day the last slaves were freed in Galveston, Texas, after the Civil War. Because the 19th is a Saturday, Juneteenth's being observed today, so most federal workers have it off, most federal courts are closed, and it's postponed a CDC meeting until next week, scrutinizing possible side effects to Pfizer's vaccine in teenagers, mostly boys, after more than 300 cases of heart inflammation.
Many families of these children say these teens were not known to have cardiac conditions before and experienced chest pain, shortness of breath, and weakness, prompting a trip to an emergency room. It's not known for sure the vaccine caused this condition.
Fox's Evan Brown. North Korea has been quiet lately with little dialogue with the U.S. since President Biden took over. Now an update. Fox's Simon Owen has it live.
Dave, in his first direct comments on President Biden's administration, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un says he wants his country to be ready for both dialogue and confrontation with the US, but particularly confrontation. North Korea remains under heavy international sanctions for its nuclear weapons. Kim's remarks come as President Biden's new special envoy for North Korea travels to the region for talks. Sung Kim is expected to meet with his counterparts in South Korea and Japan. Dave?
Simon, it's not big enough to be named, but a storm's closing in on the Gulf Coast. Could hit late today. There are warnings from Louisiana to the Alabama-Florida line.
Could see up to 8 inches of rain, so there will be a concern for flooding, certainly along the coast. Sometimes you can have a tornado with a system like this.
Meteorologist Wes Wyatt with Fox 6 TV in Birmingham. America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Johnston Spinal Care, the leader in spinal decompression. Find them online at 596back.com.
Wink News, traffic.
Good Friday morning. If you're heading out on I-75 southbound right now in Collier County, near the exit to Immokalee Road, we have a disabled vehicle off to the right-hand shoulder. It's not blocking anything any longer. Just watch out for some activity as troopers are working to get that cleared right near that exit to Immokalee this morning. Looking good along the rest of 75. All of our overnight construction has cleared as well up near Colonial Boulevard, and heading out to Alligator Alley should be a pretty quiet commute so far this morning. If you're on 75 as well in Charlotte County, some roadway debris reported in the left-hand lane at mile marker 161 southbound right near the exit to Jones Loop Road. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, happy Friday. After a mild start to kick off the day, temperatures should be warmer today compared to the last couple days, with highs back into the lower 90s. Look out for some isolated rain and thunderstorms as we head into your Friday afternoon and Friday evening, with temperatures falling into the middle 70s overnight. Saturday, to kick off the weekend, a few storms possible, but even a bit drier and warmer with the high near 93 degrees. Some scattered thunderstorms return for Father's Day with the high of 92. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Get more than what the internet tells you. Get up to speed on The Drive with Trey Radel. Weekdays 5 to 7. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
True relief for back and neck pain.
Back or neck pain is not just unpleasant, it can be debilitating, preventing you from performing your daily routine and even confining you to bed. In decades past, patients suffering from spinal issues were often just given pain medication, spinal injections, and, when they did not heal, often underwent spinal surgery. Luckily, there is now another option, non-surgical spinal decompression. At Johnson Spinal Care 596 Back, we use an advanced technology to apply a completely safe unloading force to relieve nerve compression associated with bulging herniated discs, sciatica, stenosis, scoliosis, neuropathy. This award-winning approach, safe for any age, has gained international praise from physicians for its success. Complete pain relief is achievable. Johnson Spinal Care is here to serve you. Call our Medicare-friendly office today for an immediate, no-charge telephone consultation. 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
A message from Brad Paisley.
NASCAR is coming to Nashville Superspeedway with music from Dale Jr.
I don't know what to do with my fingers.
Yeah, well, it ain't that.
NASCAR's coming to Nashville, Sunday, 3 Eastern on NBCSN.
You wouldn't settle for the second best prices, and neither would we. Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral are #1 for a reason. #1 low prices, #1 inventory, and that makes us #1 in Florida. Now through Sunday during the #1 savings event. Don't miss your chance to shop 500 new, 700 used, and Florida's best certified pre-owned vehicles. Certified 2020 Rogues, $15,788. Certified 2020 Ultimas, $12,988. Certified, both with a 100,000-mile warranty. The other guys don't even come close. Plus, this week only, Sutherland is paying you $8,000 more for your trade-in. And we don't care what type of vehicle it is or where you got it. We'll buy it today. And new Nissan payments as low as $99 a month. Nobody offers more savings, more for your trade, and has more inventory in Southwest Florida. Why settle for second best when the best is Sutherland? Hurry, this event is now through Sunday only. Only at #1 Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral by Sunday. your used car megastore. Online at flnissan.com. If you don't shop Sutherland, you'll pay too much.
See dealer for details.
Looking to hire? Indeed will help you speed up the process. They have 135 skill sets to help you find the right candidates faster. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592 is the talking text line. Streaming live. DrewSteele.com. That's the website. Steele has 3 E's. It's mobile-friendly, setup made specifically to be basic, simple, right to the point. Watch on your phone. Watch on your smart device. Or you can go to Facebook at Drew Steele Radio for the time being. Happy Jake Day, Jake. I hope you're happy today. You look refreshed. It's definitely a Friday.
So easy a caveman can do it.
It's right, and you do look refreshed and
caveman.
I'd say checked out, but that's not really fair because I don't know yet. I won't know till the end of the show whether or not you are. But you look like you're ready for whatever comes your way this morning, and that's a good thing.
Super nap 2.0.
Oh, did you get it? You realize naps are restorative. It's not like an old man thing. Naps, I know the millennials think that when you take a nap, that's like giving up and saying, "Oh, I'm old now. There's only old people take." No. Don't do that. Don't do that. Naps are restorative. It's important. Speaking of restorative, a couple of things I wanted to tell you and tell Jake and tell everyone. We're going to get to more drama. Lee County School Board. It's only drama. Look, you just clear it all out. Just clean it all out. A lot of people are concerned about what's going on when it comes to, obviously, the Equality Florida issue that we talked about before and how nobody knew about it. But they knew about it, but they didn't know about it. And then, obviously, the concerns about CRT. We're not teaching CRT in schools, but, oh, wait a minute. There's kind of stuff that's in there that kind of leans on teachers to do whatever they want and teach their way. And that might be the ways of, well, what they believe. And I'll get to that story and how, when it comes to CRT, you are winning. More and more parents across the country are speaking out about this. They recognize what it is and what we're told it is not, and the difference between it and even here in Southwest Florida. We'll get to that coming up. Also, please don't tell us we're not allowed to talk about election integrity. Please don't tell us that we're supposed to move on from the election in 2020 when it comes to concerns about the election and what has happened in places like Pennsylvania and Georgia and Arizona. And I guess we have another week before we'll have the paper audit ballot numbers in Arizona. And many people are saying, watch out. Watch out, everybody, because it's going to be interesting. Also, Fulton County, Georgia. Hey, did Stacey Abrams have some kind of connection with a little bit of what went on there in Fulton County and the numbers? And what? Yeah, so there's some pretty incredible news out there. John Solomon was on the great Jenna Ellis's program just yesterday and talked about significant election irregularities exposed in Fulton County and maybe some evidence that's being presented that shows that Stacey Abrams ran the Fulton County elections. No. Well, I mean, she is the de facto governor of the state of Georgia still, so I guess in a way she can. Wait, we'll get to that. And again, the bottom line is, and the lead in this is, don't let people tell you you're not allowed to talk about January 6th. Do not let people tell you you're not allowed to talk about election integrity. Do not let people tell you you're not allowed to talk about critical race theory. Do not let people tell you anything. Because more and more we have learned over the past months and years is that the left in this country, the radicals, the socialists, you know who I'm talking about, Democrats, that they play long ball, everybody. You can't do the short game anymore. You can't expect that tiny little victories are going to last when the left will take it over and over again. And here are the examples of how that works. The Supreme Court yesterday it was a big dump day because, they're getting ready to hightail it out of town. And when you've got Chief Justice John Roberts, you are going to hightail it out of town, because there are going to be some decisions that this court makes, the Roberts Court, that many people have questions about, but you're not allowed to ask questions. You just have to go to the people on the left and late night talk show hosts to really get your news, because you do understand that in a 1 minute soundbite, there are many people in this country who are going to get everything that they need to know about politics at 11:30 at night and call it a day. And so there were a couple of big stories that were out yesterday from the Supreme Court. Some of them will still be litigated by all of us, but some of them have now precedent standing where you're winning. One of them has to do with Obamacare. That's the one that everybody on the left is talking about. You tried to do it again. You've tried so many times, you GOP evil Republicans, to try to bring down Obamacare, but you lost again. And yeah, people who have had enough of Obamacare, a loss at the Supreme Court, if you will, not the war, but another battle. But there was also a couple of other cases out there, including one with a unanimous decision by the court that will set precedent, that has to do with your faith, that has to do with religion. Interesting. So we're going to get to that in just a second. Stephen Colbert last night. I don't know how many of you listen to his program. Every once in a while, you'll get a nugget of something that you want to hear, like Dana Carvey doing his impersonation of Joe Biden, and he was there, and it's pretty funny. And every once in a while, you get a nugget of a joke that you may laugh at. But make no mistake about it, you know where the lines have been drawn when it comes to the late night talk show hosts. And it's not about comedy anymore. It's about going after you and me and my values and your values and the GOP. Now, I think this is interesting. On the heels of the Supreme Court's decision yesterday, and I want you to hear how Stephen Colbert puts it, because I still find this interesting even today, right now, as we sit here. How many years? 12 years after the signing of this? Listen.
News out of the Supreme Court, because today the court upheld Obamacare again. Oh, yeah. Obamacare lives. You hear me? It lives. You know, folks, you know that means annual physicals for everyone. America, turn your head and cough.
Okay, so starting off by saying a victory for Obamacare. It lives. It sticks around. The crowd goes crazy. This is awesome news from the Supreme Court.
The vote was a resounding 7-2 against a Texas lawsuit challenging the individual mandate. The court decided that Texas did not have standing to sue because nobody was forced to pay a penalty for not getting insurance. Why is that? Well, back in 2017, the GOP-controlled Congress passed a bill cutting the individual mandate penalty to zero. The Republicans' previous attempt to kill Obamacare killed this attempt to kill Obamacare. Turns out the GOP is its own worst enemy. Also, everyone else's.
Well, you see how that works, right? Okay, so the hate for the GOP, and you get it. This is what they do. This is what Colbert does. Okay, fine. So the court did decide in a 7-2 decision, as you had Thomas and Alito with the dissent, and of course Justice Thomas making the case against and making it clear as day. But of course, the other justices who were weak on Obamacare, that ultimately that there is no standing, but it doesn't mean it can't be revisited. And to Colbert's point, that by taking away that individual mandate, the people did say at the time, be careful, because if you're going to go to the court, the remedy has been made. In other words, it's hard to litigate against something that you've already, quote unquote, fixed in just the most basic of terms. You see what I'm saying? In other words, if they're going to go to court and argue a point, but then you took away the point that you were hoping to argue at the time, then not the best decision. But a couple of things that are striking about this. Number one, how many of you look at your insurance, your Obamacare insurance, and go, this is the greatest thing I've ever had. This is amazing. I cannot believe how awesome this is. Or how many of you go, holy, how much do I have to spend in order to hit my deductible? Like, how is this even possible? The deductibles are through the roof. Like, I can't even touch it. I can't even get to it. Like, this isn't cheap. This isn't affordable. This isn't anything that's been described 12 years after the fact. And you know it's true, and they know it's true. I think it's funny that Stephen Colbert brought this up.
That means annual physicals for everyone.
Right. Because the assumption is, and this is what's so, I hate to say dumb. I hate to say when he says things like this, and when people repeat this about Obamacare, it's just dumb. I hate to use that word, but I'm going to use it again, Jake. It's just dumb. And you want me to? I got to make like a soundbite about that, right? I got to pull that audio. It's just dumb. So the suggestion is, if we don't have Obamacare in this country, there's no other way to do it. We'll never be able to find a plan where...
that means annual physicals for everyone.
Yeah, there's no other way that insurance companies in the private market, in the free market private sector, there's no way that they could possibly come up with something for you that would be affordable and would be able to have annual physicals. Like, no, couldn't do it. Impossible. There's no way without Obamacare, if you were to take the government out of the insurance game, if you were to just stop with the tentacles of Obamacare and pull them out by the roots and start over from scratch, there's just no way that with competition you could ever have insurance where you can pick and choose, where you can have it so you'd have a low deductible and have it affordable. There's no way without Obamacare, it's impossible. That's just dumb. And we still live by that idea. Well, not us. I mean, well, maybe many of you like it. But dare I say, many of you forget what it was like before. Oh no, we don't forget what it was like before. It was awful. It was hard. It was difficult. Well, ask yourself this. The case you're making is with Obamacare, and I hate to keep bringing this up because everybody wants to just think that this is just done. Stop pushing. Stop forcing the cancellation and the pulling out of the roots of Obamacare. We're okay with it. We're used to this. Well, I mean, is that what you say about tyranny? Yeah, hey, don't fight about the election in 2020. I know that we're starting to hear more and more about election integrity issues, and we're going to talk about that coming up. But just stop. I'm okay. Just let's move on. Is that what you think? I mean, I know you don't, but there are many people that do. That just give up because they don't want to deal with this fight because they feel like there's no way to win. And I'm just trying to make the point to you that this is a microcosm of the macro, which is don't stop the battle politically against those who would like to put a tyranny in your face and say, get used to it. And the suggestion that the marketplace couldn't come up with, there is no way to do this, that before Obamacare, there was no other way. And you... Not you again, but I'm saying in general, the American people have come to this conclusion that, yeah, I like what I have right now. Do you even know what it was like before? Oh, yeah, it was awful. Do you know why it was awful? Oh, yeah, the evil insurance companies. Big insurance. No, it's not true. So, again, it's... And when the audience goes crazy, I mean, I know it's Colbert's audience, but how it ends is the GOP is against everyone. And you see, that's the narrative. And we just let it happen, right? It too often times, well, you know what I mean. Too many times there are people that will allow someone like Colbert to say, yeah, the GOP just wants you to die. Who was it long ago that said that? The congressman from Florida that was, here's the Republicans. Republicans want you to die. Right? Do you remember that? I'm trying to remember who it was specifically. Can you look that up for me? Who was it that said, oh gosh, the congressman, Jake, you could find it if you just go to the magical Google machine. If you just type in House GOP wants you to die. And yeah, if it's just House GOP wants you to die. Somebody, well, maybe somebody will call and tell me. I forget who it was. It was some kook on the other coast of Florida. I forgot what his name was. But that's been the narrative. And again, you know, when you take the government out of it and you have free market options, you'd be surprised how many places and ways that you can come up with options that are a million times better than Obamacare. How did we all of a sudden acquiesce? Yeah, I guess it's not so bad. No, it's still bad. All right, but there were some other things that happened with SCOTUS, and I want to get to this right now because there were some other decisions. Did you know a unanimous court strikes down a ban on religious groups operating foster care services according to their faith? Supreme Court unanimously ruled that Philadelphia may not bar a Catholic agency that refused to work with same-sex couples from screening potential foster parents. This is an important case because, and I think maybe next week we'll have Jenna Ellis on with us on Monday to dig into these cases. But know this, that the reason why this case came down the way it did, where, you know, you may or may not like the fact that Catholic Services does not want to, and has said explicitly that when it comes to their process and finding families, they're not going to do it for same-sex couples. The answer is because there are others that will, and they referred these families to other services that will find them what they are looking for. That there are accommodations. And that's an important aspect to this story. The attempt to force CSS or any other religious group contracted for certification to violate its own principles violates the explicit text of the First Amendment. 9-0. Remarkable. It's in its unanimity. Everybody. And why this is important is because, again, remember, the left plays the long game. The GOP for the longest time played the short little battles and trying to win battles. And that's why the CRT battle has to continue to win this war, that we can't allow this to happen and can't think that there's going to be a victory. Now, again, eventually, like Clarence Thomas said, it would have to come up again, the 2018 Masterpiece Cake Shop ruling. Yes, that's in the news as well because a Colorado court has done it again. It said, nope, Masterpiece Cake Shop has to bake the cake after all. And the reason why that's come up is because, in short, because the decision of the Masterpiece Cake decision was not a firm decision in the past, and you've got one of these, I don't know, do you want to call him an anarchist? Maybe not. One of these liberal trolls who decided, you know what, I'm going to test this once again, and kept pushing. Like, you can't leave well enough alone. There are plenty of cake shops to go to, but because you don't like the fact that you lost the case, that you're going to continue to troll and push it. And they found a federal judge who said, yeah, they're going to have to bake the cake for this individual celebrating a gender transition. And it's going to be upheld. And guess what? It's going to go to the Supreme Court. And now there's more precedent because Clarence Thomas says you're going to have to do better about this case. You're going to have to decide this. You can't just kind of half-tush it, as some said about the Masterpiece Cake Shop case in 2018, and it's going back to the Supremes. And again, it'll be interesting to see what happens on the heels of the First Amendment Catholic Services case and the violation, and saying part of the decision is because there is remedy out there because they said, look, we don't do it, but there are others that do, and we'll help to refer you to those that will find services for adoption services for same-sex couples. Well, it's the same thing with Masterpiece Cake Shop. And what I'm saying is that continue the political fight. Don't stop. In a lot of ways, you're winning. And you only win when you continue to press and push and make viable cases that have to do with the Constitution and that, in this case, there'll be more to the story, which is a good thing. And again, boy, does it speak volumes to remedy, just like with Obamacare. You know, when you don't have a whole lot of options, you see what happens. When you have plenty of options and places to go and remedy, you'd be surprised how things can change. 239-479-5592. All right, when we come back, food injustice. I talked about it yesterday. Apple pie is not American. Yeah, I'll have that story coming up. Stay break 92.5 Fox News right all along.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
Hey, Alexa, play 92.5 Fox News.
This Fox News business report is presented by Sargent's Integrated Pest Solutions Incorporated, providing organic and botanical pest control solutions since 2011.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Federal offices won't be doing business today. They'll be closed after President Biden signed legislation making Juneteenth a national holiday. June 19th marks the day slaves in Texas learned they'd been freed. Meantime, a conference board report shows black workers in the U.S. continue to earn less than their white counterparts. Businesses in California are bracing for potential blackouts as record heat grips the American West. A shortage of shipping containers may cause a dearth of toys during the holiday season. The New York Post reports some 50,000 toy Tonka trucks are stranded in Shenzhen, China because there are no containers to transport them. And stocks ended mixed. The Dow fell 210 points. The Nasdaq rose 121. I'm Carmen Roberts. That's your Fox Business Report. Invested in you.
Only T-Mobile for Business uses unconventional thinking to help businesses realize new possibilities, like our WFX solutions, enabled by our nationwide 5G network that help teams stay connected and productive where work happens. We also provide an award-winning customer experience and first-class benefits with every plan. Get unmatched network support and value without any trade-offs at T-Mobile.com/unconventional. Capable device required. Coverage not available in some areas. Some uses may require certain plan or feature. See T-Mobile.com.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Tune in to Retire with Grace with Bob Grace, Saturday mornings at 8 and Sundays at noon to get the answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Don't miss Retire with Grace, a Tri-Found company, Saturday mornings at 8 and Sundays at noon. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. Divorce can be complicated, especially if children are involved. If you're a father and want to protect your role in your children's lives, remember Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men with matters like these for 30 years, and we'd love to help you.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Miami area attorneys. Online at CordellCordell.com. Se habla español. Legal services available in English and Spanish. Miami, Florida. Lisa Carges, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. Announcer is a paid presenter.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Things seem to get more expensive as the years go by. Take groceries. Prices are up by 36%. And keeping up with your health, that's up too by 54%. But did you know at FPL what you pay for energy has gone down 10% over the last 15 years? And they're not cutting corners either. They're investing in energy that's not just the most reliable or the cleanest, but also the most affordable. See how we're keeping your bill lower than most states at FPL.com/value.
Embrace paradise at the Boathouse on Naples Bay, overlooking the glistening waters as the yachts, dolphins, and clouds go by. You're invited to join them, either by car or tie your boat to one of the docks and experience the newly remodeled, expansive waterfront Lido deck. To make your experience even more enjoyable, the Boathouse on Naples Bay has installed the best cooling misters, fans, and state-of-the-art mosquito control systems. Visit boathouseonnaplesbay.com for more information.
If you feel America is facing more dangers than ever, you're right. Things are falling apart, it seems, every day. That's why you need to prepare for more of the unexpected, especially food shortages. When people panic, grocery stores run out of food fast. Would you survive without food for days, weeks, even months? The smart folks are buying emergency food now. Take a moment to shop MyPatriotSupply.com. We're America's leader in preparedness. With over a dozen years' experience, My Patriot Supply has earned over 40,000 4-star and 5-star reviews. Our delicious, calorie-rich food averages 2,000 calories per day and lasts in storage up to 25 years, so it's there when you need it. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com, order a kit or two, and we'll ship quickly and discreetly to your door. Don't wait for something bad to happen again. Rather, be more self-reliant and prepared. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com. MyPatriotSupply.com.
Wink News, traffic.
Good Friday morning. So far, so good out on the roads. We have yet to see any crashes across Lee, Collier, and Charlotte counties. I-75 running up to speed with no construction left over from the overnight early morning hours out there. We did have some near Colonial, so watch out for some cones and barrels off to the side of the road. Crossing the Cape Coral and Midpoint bridges, taking just about 2 to 3 minutes in each direction, but no major slowdowns out there on our area bridges in Lee County. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, happy Friday. After a mild start to kick off the day, temperatures should be warmer today compared to the last couple days, with highs back into the lower 90s. Look out for some isolated rain and thunderstorms as we head into your Friday afternoon and Friday evening, with temperatures falling into the middle 70s overnight. Saturday, to kick off the weekend, a few storms possible, but even a bit drier and warmer with the high near 93 degrees. Some scattered thunderstorms return for Father's Day with the high of 92. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Drew Steele in the morning and Trey Radel in the afternoon. 2 doses of what cures liberalism.
92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
All right, folks, step right up. Step right up. You're not going to believe your ears. Today only I'm offering you air conditioning service for only $29. That's right. I'll send this cute little chimp dressed in overalls to check out your AC for just $29. That's not all, folks. With all the rebates and discounts of up to $5 quadrillion, you can get a super-duper system for next to nothing. I'll even throw in the magic UV light for free.
Don't be fooled by AC companies offering deals too good to be true. Kobe Cooling urges you to shop around before buying into the hype about government rebates and discounts. Kobe Cooling is an honest, family-owned business with NATE-trained and certified technicians, not clean and tuned salesmen. Kobe gives you a great product, professional, honest service at a fair price without all the sales pitches. Kobe Cooling, the most trusted name in the business since 1949. Call 482-1542, 482-1542, or go online to KobeCooling.com. License number CAC 1813722.
Brian, whatever it takes.
Summer deals, Marty.
Oh, what you got on sale there, Marty man?
Everything.
Well, you know, over at Victory Lane Chevrolet, they're overstocked with buybacks.
What's a buyback?
Well, Victory Lane buys back your trade-in no matter how many miles on it. So buyers can just drive to Fowler and Winkler and get more for their trade. And new Chevys for thousands below MSRP.
Thousands for less?
That's right, Marty. Get more for your trade and new Chevys for less at Victory Lane. Bet you can't say that twice.
Hey, I can do it. No problem. Get more for trades and new Chevys for less. More for trades and new Chevys for less. How's that, buddy?
Oh, thanks, Marty. Now your customers know where to go. Your vehicle is worth more than ever before. Cash in now during the big summer buyback event at Victory Lane Chevrolet. New 2021 Silverado 1500s, thousands off MSRP, or choose 0% for 72 months. Find new roads. Online, VictoryLaneChevrolet.com. Offers with approved credit. Dealer retains all rebates. Offers cannot be combined. Expires 6/30.
I'm Mark Anajar from the law offices of Anajar & Levine. Unfortunately, many drivers in Florida do not carry liability insurance or have limits of insurance that are insufficient to cover your injuries. Uninsured motorist is valuable coverage that you can purchase to protect you in those instances. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
Office in Fort Myers, Naples.
Hey guys, Dr. Amy here, your favorite chiropractor. We're back for your daily dose of Did You Know Chiropractic can help with that. And today we talk about cognitive function. Are you struggling with your memory, or maybe you notice that it's taking you longer to process information? Do you also notice that your reaction time is slower than it used to be? Maybe you've just decided that this is what getting old looks like, or maybe that's what some doctor has told you, that this is just from getting old. But studies actually show that getting regular chiropractic care, specifically getting adjusted in your neck, can dramatically improve your cognitive function. So if you struggle with memory loss, slowed reaction time, or slowed processing time, and you're wondering if chiropractic can help you too, call us at 239-628-4899. That phone number is 239-628-4899. And remember, your power is on.
Hi, I'm Kyle Lee with Lee Auto Group. We want your car, truck, van, or SUV today. We are paying top dollar for clean vehicles. Before you sell or trade, call Lee Auto Group to get the most money for your car. Lee Auto Group, lee-cars.com. Don't forget the dash.
Lee Auto Group is looking for quality pre-owned vehicles. Let them make your buying or selling experience easy and safe. Contact Lee Auto Group at 239-288-7374 or visit lee-cars.com.
Don't forget the dash.
You find yourself searching for a reputable air conditioning company?
Don't sweat. Call Brett.
I'm Crystal Casey with Brett Air Conditioning. For over 45 years, our motto has been, don't sweat, call Brett. We are a family-owned business with a great reputation. Whether your AC needs maintained, serviced, or replaced, we are here to serve you. So stop searching and join the Brett Air family today. You can find us online at brettairconditioning.com or call us at 239-566-3633. 239-566-3633.
If you don't love your AC company, call Brett Air right now. Find them online at brettairconditioning.com or like them on Facebook.
Don't sweat. Call Brett.
License number CAC 1819995.
Fox News listeners, Saturday morning is the perfect time to talk boats and water fun in Southwest Florida. This is Adam Botana again from Baywater Sousa Boat Club. Join us every Saturday morning from 7 to 8 for the Baywater Boat Club Hour. We talk boats, fishing, boating hotspots, water quality, on top of Jake the Millennial and I just having fun on the radio. And if you don't have a boat, Baywater Sousa Boat Club has got you covered. Just call me, Adam, at 239-495-0455.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News. Now, back to Daybreak with Drew Steele.
This Father's Day, what do you get the dad who's already a tool guy? You get him tiny tools, like a little Phillips screwdriver to repair his glasses.
These screws are so little, I can't see them without my glasses on. How am I going to do this?
Yes! A minuscule flathead to replace batteries from the back of kids' toys.
Here you go, Billy. Those won't be falling out.
Comes with a tiny tool belt that fits on Dad's wrist.
Did I hear someone say they needed a little screwdriver? Here you go.
Tiny tools. Extremely hard to find in the hardware section.
Has anyone seen my tiny tools? Now, where did I put those?
Yes! Yes. I'm all about it. Tiny tools. That's not a joke. That's serious. How many times have you done this? Even Jake the Millennial does this. Oh, I don't know that that's really true. I don't know if millennials care about tiny tools, but I care about tiny tools. How genius would that be to have a toolkit that you could stick on your wrist, that you could have for those little tiny screws on your glasses, for the screws on the back of toys, right? A flathead for the toy. There's probably other tiny things that you can figure out, like for example, how about a tool instead of in your house right above your door, having that little thing that you stick into the door in case you accidentally lock it. You know that little thing? How about you have a tool for that thing? You have no idea what I'm talking about.
No clue, man.
In homes, if you have a lock on your bathroom, it's like a tool that even the home builders and they stick this tool on the top of the frame of the door, and if you lock yourself out, you just go up there and you grab it and you stick it in the hole and it pops the lock. You didn't know that exists?
I've seen them before, I guess, maybe.
Have you checked your house, maybe?
My house is ancient.
Maybe the former occupants had it. I don't know. Anyway, I'm all about tiny tools. I think that's a great idea because I'm constantly looking for. Now, the problem is I have a 12-year-old, which means as quickly as I get this for Father's Day is as fast as it'll be gone because he'll take it and use it for something else, and it never goes back in the same spot. I just can't. I can't get him to do that. And you know why I can't get my son to put the tools away? Because his old man forgets to put the tools away. And all he's doing is what I do. That's my wife's biggest pet peeve. Well, I shouldn't say it's the biggest pet peeve. But yeah, that's why when I grew up, and many of you probably know and had this, do you have a junk drawer in your house?
Multiple.
Right. Thank you. That's why you have junk. I try to explain to my wife the reason why I don't put tools away. Or if you can't find something, just look in the junk drawer because the junk drawer has spare change, headphones, pens, tools that haven't been put away, coupons, stamps, all kinds of stuff in there. It is a what's the word I'm looking for? The cornucopia of life.
Macaroni art from kindergarten?
Macaroni art from kindergarten. Possibly, maybe a couple of cashews. You never know what's in there. It's
probably just the shells, but yeah.
No, that's pistachios. Cashews don't come with the shells. It's like, that's the point. You can survive. If it was Armageddon and you needed a survival kit, forget the survival kit. You just pull out the junk drawer. The junk drawer is your survival kit. Everything you need, sustenance, everything is in there.
Probably has one of them Swiss Army knives in there, too.
Swiss Army knife. It probably has leftover from Halloween, one of those little Coke, the wax Coke bottles with the juice inside of it, just in case you need liquid. I mean, everything is in there.
Pretty much everything.
You just don't chew it because then all the stuff sticks to it, you know, and it's like it's been in your pocket. You know, like when you take something that you want to eat, that maybe you left in your pocket and you take it out and it's got all the lint and everything stuck to it. So don't eat it, but you could drink it. You could pop the top off it. Where have we gone? 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. We stream live, drewsteele.com. Hey, thank you to one of our listeners who emailed me, Matt. And Matt said, yeah, it was Alan Grayson. It was Alan Grayson who told everybody years back as a representative to Congress that the GOP wants you to die. Remember this?
If you get sick in America, this is what the Republicans want you to do.
And he showed a picture.
If you get sick, America, the Republican health care plan is this. Die quickly. That's right. The Republicans want you to die quickly if you get sick.
Yeah, that was on the floor of the House. That's exactly. And Democrats were like, sure, okay, yeah, we'll run with that. Why not? Yeah. So, again, when it comes to Obamacare, that there was a crowd last night on Colbert going, yay, we get to keep it. As if it goes away, it's like, nobody will ever have insurance ever again. There'll never be an insurance market without Obamacare. Everything will just, you'll fend for yourself. You'll be using your stapler in your junk drawer when your kid needs stitches. You won't even be able to go to a hospital. You have to use the stapler. Give me a break. This is so dumb. I know, that's the second time in a break I used the word dumb today. And it's Friday. It's not even good to do that. I mean, it's like if it's not that bad. It's not like people are now telling you that like apple pie is not American. It's not even like we've got to that point yet. It's
Breaking news.
A bombshell. Oh, wait, this just in. Oh, yes, they did. Here you go. You ready for this story? From The Guardian. written by Raj Patel. Food injustice has deep roots. Let's start with America's apple pie. From amnesia about apple pie to burger battlefields, Raj Patel says today's food justice fights have long bloodied history. What? Oh, are you sitting down? Jake, are you sitting? Well, I can see you. You're sitting down. You sitting down for this one? No, sit back. You ready? I'm not kidding. Look, I know it's The Guardian, but you have to understand that what I'm about to read to you, probably the same people who believe that we need to be teaching our kids critical race theory are the same people who believe what I'm about to tell you. Resting on gingham cloth, a sugar-crusted apple pie cools on the windowsill of a Midwestern farmhouse. Nothing could be more American, officially American. The Department of Defense once featured the pie in an online collection of American symbols alongside Uncle Sam and cowboys. I didn't know that, but yep. Keeping going here. Not that apples are particularly American. Apples were first domesticated in Central Asia, making the journey along the Silk Road to the Mediterranean 4,000 years ago. Apples traveled to the Western Hemisphere with Spanish colonists in the 1500s in what used to be called the Columbian Exchange, but now better understood as a vast and ongoing genocide of indigenous people. You following this so far? So apples, not American, Central Asian, Spanish colonists brought them to the Western Hemisphere. Oh, by the way, there was also an ongoing genocide of the indigenous people. Moving on. Not that the recipe for apple pie is uniquely American, it's a variant on an English pumpkin recipe. By the time the English colonized the New World, apple trees had become markers of civilization, which is to say property. In Virginia, apple trees were used to demonstrate to the state that land had been improved. John Chapman, better known as Johnny Appleseed, took these markers of colonized property to the frontiers of U.S. expansion, where his trees stood as symbols that indigenous communities had been expatriated. So, the English pumpkin recipe is where we actually get it from evil people that came here, of course, and civilized this land in their way by destroying indigenous communities. Not that the sugar on the crust is uniquely American. Sugarcane was first brought to the U.S. by Jesuits in 1751, but most U.S. sugar remained an import until the Haitian Revolution, when enslaved workers seized the French colony in 1791. European capitalists sought new sugarcane fields and workers. French merchants of sugar and slavery landed in Louisiana in the 1700s. Within 50 years, the U.S. produced a quarter of the world's sugarcane, and New Orleans had become a hub of the slave trade. After emancipation, the economics of sugar shifted. The American Civil War pushed the frontier of sugar westward. Hawaii's sugar plantations grew during U.S. Reconstruction. When the Philippines was a U.S. colony between 1898 and 1946, Filipino workers were exempted from the Asiatic barred zone to work in the U.S. sugar plantations in Hawaii, replacing the more militant Japanese laborers. Not that gingham, on which... Okay, are you getting the idea here? It was the evil... Apple pie's not American. If you break it down, nothing about an apple pie, from the apples to the sugar to the whatever, all of it. It all came from someplace, from colonization and evil, I guess, white people that came here and destroyed the country, and slavery and racism and death and destruction. That's your apple pie. Oh, it goes on. It goes on to cotton. It goes on to, it just goes on and on and on. You're not allowed to have anything in this country, according to some, at all. No traditions, no faith, no families, no nuclear families. We will decide what your kids are going to learn and how they're going to learn it and what they are going to be when they grow up, as far as quote-unquote anti-racists and whose idea that is. It could be the craziest thing I've ever seen and read. And there'll be others. So now your apple pie, as we get ready for 4th of July, even Father's Day, we're getting excited about the country and patriotism. And oh, no, you better step back because you're a bunch of ists and obies. It's quite unbelievable. And again, the education of in this country, and especially of our kids, is being changed so radically when it comes to not only what the kids are learning, but the narrative of what is out there. That anything that you want to hold dear and any traditions and anything you would like to have, well, consider where it came from in the source, and you'll come quickly to realize that you're a racist, you're a bigot, you're a homophobe, you're some Ister-obia, and that's just the way it is, and you'll never be able to shake it. Well, there's a couple of ways you could shake it. If you do some of the things that we would like you to do, then maybe we can make things better. It's quite disturbing. But again, if you're looking for a silver lining, if you're looking for some good news in stories like this, it's that, we're not about that anymore. The days of not everybody in the GOP, but the days of people acquiescing to the left in this country because we all want to get along, we don't want to fight with you, and we don't want the fight. Yeah, those days are over. We welcome it. The political fight, that is. We welcome not the discussion, but the turning around and the pendulum swinging in the opposite way and the destruction of what you're trying to do to us in this country. You trying to tell us that critical race theory is actually just the teaching of our really ugly past, and that's all it is, and that's what you're afraid of. That's what those who are pushing critical race theory are trying to tell everybody, when we all know that that's not what it is. Because we don't have any problem teaching about slavery or any problem talking about some of the things and teaching our kids some of the things from our past that are not good and positive. But we also have no problem talking about the great, the awesome in this country. And we know what you're trying to do. And critical race theory is an offshoot of Marxism. Period, full stop. And we know it, and we're on to your game. All right, coming up, we can talk a little bit more about that. We also have in San Francisco is a micro of a macro again. Shoplifting is out of control in San Francisco. And there are some in the media that are trying to make it sound like it's, people are just, with COVID and everything, it's just a tough time. And the reason why there's this uptick of crimes in places like San Francisco is just because, oh man, it's rough out there. No, it's made by leftists and their politics, and they caused this to happen. And I can prove it coming up in just a bit. All right, it's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
5 Fox News.
Rush Limbaugh. Oh, again, Los Angeles Times claims that 75 years ago, American leaders knew they didn't have to drop atomic bombs on Japan to win World War II, but evil America dropped the bombs anyway. Gar Alperovitz and Martin Sherwin, a couple of old leftist historians, say that according to overwhelming evidence, Japan would have surrendered even without being hit by A-bombs, and that President Truman knew it. Now, both of these historians have made their bones slamming America, and here they are ripping the idea that the bombs were necessary to save American lives. But leftist history revisionism does not change the facts. The opposition that our military faced in clearing the outer islands of Japan in World War II was incredibly fierce. U.S. military planners calculated that an invasion of Japan could cost upward of 1 million American military lives. We had the bomb, and we used it. We saved lives. And after we dropped the first bomb, the Japanese still wouldn't surrender. So you know what we did? We dropped the second one, and they finally gave up. See, America, we were attacked by Japan. We went to war. We won. But liberals, never will they stop trying to paint America as the worst force for evil in the world. They hate this country. They hate our history. They think we're the problem in the world when it is they who are.
Paid for by government.com.
The 1878 to 1921 Morgan silver dollar, a true American classic and one of the most iconic silver dollar coins in history. It has been 100 years since the last Morgan silver dollar coin was struck. But now, for a limited time only, full pound bags of original U.S. government struck Morgan dollars are being released to the public. That's right, you can own a full pound of 1878 to 1921 classic American Morgan silver dollar coins, all in very good collector condition with fully visible dates and mint marks. Guaranteed. Call 1-800-917-4635 now to secure collector-grade U.S. Morgan silver dollars by the pound, struck during the Wild West and the Gilded Age. Plus, receive a bonus American Collector's Pack valued at over $25, free with every order. Call 1-800-917-4635 now to secure your full pound bag of Morgan silver dollar coins before they are gone. 1-800-917-4635. That's 1-800-917-4635.
Jason and Todd with the Diamond District are giving you a free pair of 1-carat total weight diamond stud earrings this weekend only with your purchase of a Verragio engagement or wedding ring priced at $2,500 or more during their Verragio Trunk Show. Jason and Todd are also offering 12 months interest-free financing.
Got mold?
In your house?
What do I do now?
Call 239-936-1033.
Call Fire Service, your disaster response friend.
Why would someone take a chance on purchasing a frameless shower door from a big box store or an online discounter of an obscure brand, and then try and find a licensed, qualified installer to put it in, when you can deal directly with a local, family-owned business that consults, measures, manufactures, and installs their own award-winning brand of shower doors? My Shower Door is a family-owned and operated business and has the highest ratings on Angie's List and Home Advisor. Want to see more? Go to myshowerdoor.com.
Hurricane season is here, and there's a lot we need to do to prepare our homes. It's important not to forget about electrical safety. From generators to surge protectors, Mr. Sparky is here for you before, during, and after the storm to provide the best in electrical care. Give us a call today.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Independently owned and operated. Licensed in their respective state or county.
Summer is here, and Conditioned Air wants to introduce you to our new Easy Comfort solution, the coolest way to get your new AC. Now you can get a new AC unit for one low monthly payment and no down payment. Best of all, annual tune-ups, a smart thermostat, air filters, and repairs due to normal wear and tear are all included. Call Conditioned Air today, the comfort people since 1962. 1-888-COLD-AIR or online at conditionedair.com. License number CAC 1819590.
Ty Lassiter here, managing partner and CEO of Key City Capital. I think we can all admit that our origin has a lot of importance in what we will become. Many of you didn't originate from Florida, but you have come here, and that choice has altered your path for the rest of your life, especially how much taxes you pay if you came here from the Northeast. So what is Key City Capital's origin? Why did we choose to move to Southwest Florida? Our mission is to connect capital to wealth through passive real estate and alternative investments. Very simply, we generate and distribute double-digit returns for our investors. For over 10 years, we have never missed a monthly interest payment to our partners, and we have never lost a penny of our investors' capital. That is history you can build and rely on.
If you're looking for significant returns from real estate and alternative investments, call us today at 239-330-2080 or check us out online today at kcap925.com. That's kcap925.com.
Drew Steele in the morning and Trey Radel in the afternoon. 2 doses of what cures liberalism. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along. 92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 7 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station. 92.5 Fox News.
North Korea's been quiet post-Trump. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Not anymore. Leader Kim Jong-un telling his government to be fully prepared for a potential confrontation with the U.S.
Kim's order follows the powers of the Western world pushing for North Korea to end its nuclear program. The defiance by North Korea is believed to be in direct response to the policies of President Biden. Kim's specific direction calls for being ready for dialogue and confrontation, with an emphasis on the latter.
Fox's Gernal Scott. It's election day for another of our adversaries. Fox's Simon Owen has more live.
Dave, Iranians are voting for a new president, but many people say it's not a fair contest and there have been calls for a boycott. Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei cast the first ballot and he urged people to join him. He said through the participation of the people, Iran will win great points in the international arena. But a number of moderate candidates were barred, tipping the election in the favor of a hardline judge, Ebrahim Raisi. Dave?
Simon, police in Detroit are looking for the gunman in a highway shooting last night that left a 2-year-old dead, another child injured. A man's in custody in Arizona after a series of drive-by shootings in a 90-minute span that left one person dead, at least 12 injured. Peoria Police Sergeant Brandon Shefford says they don't know the motive.
Obviously, we want to figure that out because there's a lot of scared people and a lot of people who this affected.
Did you know today's a holiday? A brand new federal one called Juneteenth.
It is not only a day of pride, it is also a day for us to reaffirm and rededicate ourselves to action. And with that, I say, happy Juneteenth, everybody.
Vice President Harris commemorates the day, June 19, 1865, when the last slaves were freed. America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Lee Auto Group. Find your perfect vehicle at lee-cars.com.
Wink News, traffic.
Good Friday morning. A very quiet commute out there so far. I-75 getting a little busy closer to Alico Road, but no construction zones getting in your way and no crashes to report just yet early on this morning. If you're heading out on the bridges between downtown Fort Myers and North Fort Myers, they're running up to speed at about a 2-minute drive, crossing each bridge in each direction. Looking good right now if you're heading out onto the Peace River Bridge as well into Charlotte County. No problems on Alligator Alley toward the East Coast. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Teresa O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, happy Friday. After a mild start to kick off the day, temperatures should be warmer today compared to the last couple days, with highs back into the lower 90s. Look out for some isolated rain and thunderstorms as we head into your Friday afternoon and Friday evening, with temperatures falling into the middle 70s overnight. Saturday, to kick off the weekend, a few storms possible, but even a bit drier and warmer with the high near 93 degrees. Some scattered thunderstorms return for Father's Day with the high of 92. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
You don't have to feel distant. Come join the conversation.
I am mad at everything going on.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Hi, I'm Kyle Lee with Lee Auto Group. We want your car, truck, van, or SUV today. We are paying top dollar for clean vehicles. Before you sell or trade, call Lee Auto Group to get the most money for your car. Lee Auto Group, lee-cars.com. Don't forget the dash.
Lee Auto Group is looking for quality pre-owned vehicles. Let them make your buying or selling experience easy and safe. Contact Lee Auto Group at 239-288-7374 or visit lee-cars.com.
Don't forget the dash.
Inside the train testing facility, our heating and cooling products go through endless torture tests to ensure they can run through anything. And when we say torture, we don't take that lightly. We drop them, slam them against the wall, shake them, and then expect them to run without an extra decibel in our anechoic sound chamber. Without fail. Drop, slam, shake, silence. Drop, slam, shake, silence. And there's no end in sight. We test, so it runs.
Things are heating up, and you may notice that old AC system just isn't keeping up like it used to. It's time for you to get the Purified experience. Visit purifiedac.com to get special financing on a new system installation. Subject to credit approval, see dealer for details. Purified Air also offers free estimates and 24/7 emergency service, so you can have the Purified experience when you need it the most. Visit purifiedac.com to get the Purified experience for yourself. That's purifiedac.com, license number CAC 1817070.
It's hard to stop a train.
It's Fred Kobe with your Kobe Cooling Tip of the Day. I see full-page ads in the newspaper every day offering thousands of dollars for your air conditioner trade-in. They're ads about giant rebates and cashback deals, And I personally believe these companies think that the average consumer is too stupid to know the truth. I have more faith in you folks. There's no such thing as a trade-in or a real cashback in this business. The fake rebates and trade-ins are just overpriced air conditioning systems with a discount. They can't resell this equipment, and there's no such thing as an AC trade-in. It's as phony as the people trying to sell them. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you'll think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense and no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. Bryant, whatever it takes, license CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in this business since 1949, and never offering fake and phony rebates and cashback.
Embrace paradise at the Boathouse on Naples Bay, overlooking the glistening waters as the yachts, dolphins, and clouds go by. You're invited to join them, either by car or tie your boat to one of the docks and experience the newly remodeled, expansive waterfront Lido deck. To make your experience even more enjoyable, the Boathouse on Naples Bay has installed the best cooling misters, fans, and state-of-the-art mosquito control systems. Visit boathouseonnaplesbay.com for more information.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live. DrewSteele.com is the website. Steele has 3 E's. We do appreciate you watching. It's a simple website made for your smart device, smartphone, or you can still go to Facebook for the time being at Drew Steele Radio. I was just saying off the air just a little while ago, Eben Brown, Fox News Radio, he doesn't call, he doesn't write, and here he is right now. Actually, it was me. I called and I wrote. And I said, hey, I want to talk about this whole issue with Governor DeSantis and what's going on here with the announcement that he made about law enforcement officers and what's going on with Texas and everything else. And here he is. Good morning, my friend.
Good morning. Good morning.
that was the biggest intro ever.
I'm trying to use S-T-E-E-E-L?
No, it's S-T-E-E-L. I have to say 3 E's because some people spell it like the metal, steel, but it's not. It has an E on the end. So when I say 3 E's...
Okay. S-T-E-E-E-L. Who does that? Okay.
Wow, you're... Is it because it's early? Is that what it is?
I haven't had coffee yet. Yeah, that's really the...
That's all right. I understand.
I normally have much better insults for you.
You do. You're kind of weak today. I'm worried about you.
It's Friday. Give me a break.
I do. I do. I'm giving it to you, and you're giving it to me. All right. Let's talk about this story. This is kind of a big deal with many of the concerns that people have at the U.S.-Mexico border, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, look, I think everyone has noticed that the border situation has gone amok. For the best term, and so really it's hitting Texas very hard. They've been one of the most infiltrated, I guess is the word, and to a degree also so has Arizona. And both Governor Greg Abbott of Texas and Doug Ducey of Arizona have said, look, we're trying to enforce border rules, border law ourselves. As best as we can, or certainly do it through other means by enforcing local and state laws with regard to trafficking and the like. But we're kind of running ourselves dry here. We're spending hundreds of millions of dollars, if not billions of dollars. We're using all the personnel we have. We need some help. So Florida says, well, we can do this, and so Florida will be sending a contingent of law enforcement officers from state level law enforcement, but also from county sheriff's offices that have stepped up and said, "Hey, we'll be a part of this as well." So that's that's a pretty significant thing. I don't know how many we'll send, but we'll probably send a good amount that's going to at least maybe provide some relief for some people in Texas and Arizona, or at least give them extra manpower so they can people power, whatever the word is for that these days.
No, and that
to try to do their best in protecting their communities.
Yeah, and that is a big part of this is the relief that's going to be given. I don't remember a time when we've heard anything like this. I mean, maybe there has been something like this in the past, but I don't remember hearing anything?
I mean, look, we've sent. Oops, that's an alarm going off. There's been times we've sent Florida National Guard places for this type of stuff.
Right.
And look, there's an aid compact that a number of states have, and Florida certainly through the years has benefited from this, especially with hurricanes and the like, where other states have sent their resources, their first responders, to Florida to assist after disasters and the like. And so, as Governor DeSantis said, look, it's just time to pay it back the other way. And if anyone's got problems with this, they should be looking at the Biden administration, who took the border situation, which was kind of solved if you think about it, and just turn it into chaos.
Yeah, 180,000 now illegals caught attempting.
Like
right? I mean the numbers are just astronomical.
And just think, so if they're catching 180,000, then they're not catching everybody. Just think about how many people are coming over that border without us knowing about it, and that's. That's a pretty scary thing. Certainly you find people who are trying to escape Central America, and that even living in the shadows illegally here is better than living back in their Central American country of origin, where gang warfare has just gone berserk. But at the same time, you have dangerous smugglers, human smugglers, drug smugglers, and other nefarious people that are just pouring over this border, and the federal government is not doing much to interdict and capture these people. They're not looking for them, and when they do look for them and they find them and they're caught, they're just processed quickly and then released into American cities, which is exactly what the Trump administration stopped doing.
Right.
And like I said, this was a problem that was largely considered solved, especially from among people living in the borderland. But now here we are.
Yeah. And when you talk about, what was it? I think the first 4 months of the year, it was something like 95 pounds of fentanyl was seized in Texas. I mean, that's like 20 million lethal doses. That's the other aspect of this. I
mean, and here's the thing. This is not a problem that just simply affects southern Texas, southern Arizona.
Comes right up.
I mean, it comes right all over the place. I mean, when there's illegal migration that is becoming a medium for drug running and all that drug ends up in Long Island, New York, and it ends up in parts of Maine, and it ends up in Washington State, places far away from the Mexico border, and that's incredibly problematic, and it puts everyone at risk.
Yeah, no doubt. That's a great point. We should probably end with you on a great point. And go absolutely no further.
Look, there's no better way to end your show, but with me.
Wait, my whole show? Good night, everybody. That's it. We're done.
There you go.
For the rest of the day. All right, Evan Brown, Fox News Radio. Go get your first glorious cup of coffee. And
God, do I need that?
And I will see you soon, my friend.
You got it.
All
Take
right,
care.
there he goes. All right. Yeah. And so we know that even locally, when we talk about the sheriffs and how they are willing to contribute and doing this and stepping up and helping out along the border, it's a big deal, everybody. It's absolutely a big deal. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line, streaming live. DrewSteele.com is the website. All right, a couple of other things I wanted to touch on before we go to break. Do we want to talk about the crime story right now? I might wait for that one. I don't know. I saw this story, and it just quickly caught my attention. Here talking about Father's Day and the things we do for dads, and then what some people do and don't do. What is this story?
The guy who beat him told him he would kill him and reached behind him, grabbed a club, a driver, out of his bag, and with one hard blow on the back of the head, knocked him to the ground.
A Volusia County man being accused of beating somebody with a golf club at a golf course. I know a lot of dads are looking forward to playing golf for Father's Day, and might be one of those gifts that people love to have, playing some golf. attacked an employee at the New Smyrna Beach Golf and Country Club, hit him with the driver until it broke off, and said all these awful things to the point where the guy who got attacked that worked for the course decided to quit the job. It's like, no, I'm good. I'll go back to getting my stimmy. I can't, or wait for one. I can't do this. And so, yeah, it's just an awful story. And I hear these stories and you feel so bad, and you got to obviously focus on what in the world is this guy thinking or not thinking. I mean, he wasn't. It's not some guy. Can we just say this? It wasn't just some guy who was upset about the golf course closing. I'm just throwing this out there. There may have been other circumstances going on in the guy's life. I can't imagine that anybody would be that passionate about golf that because the course was closing, I'm going to hit somebody over the head with a club. I'm just saying, there may have been other things going on there. All right. 239-479-5592. When we come back, hey, we are going to talk about crime. We are going to talk about the fact that somehow the legacy fake news media has decided to spin this San Francisco crime story, the ticking up of shoplifters in places like Walgreens and CVS as just people who are down on their luck and give them a break. And it's tough out there. No, there's more to it. We'll get to. And did Mitch McConnell do the nation a favor by keeping Merrick Garland off the Supreme Court? Legal Insurrection had this story, and I think there's something to be said about that, and that's why we're going to say it. Plus, more news about the Lee County School Board. Just making headlines, and it's never anything positive. It's always negative, and it's just another example of how you just got to clean house. Just got to clean house. All right, it's all coming up. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Right all along with traffic. Here's Therese O'Shea.
Good Friday morning. Off to a crash-free start across Lee, Collier, and Charlotte counties. The one thing we do have is a disabled vehicle on Bayshore Road right near Slater Road in North Fort Myers. Lee County deputies responding to get that removed from the roadway. Looking clear, though, along I-75. A little bit busy around the interstate on Daniels Parkway right between 75 and Treeline Avenue. And slowing down a little bit if you're in Collier County along Golden Gate Parkway between 41 and Goodlet Frank Road and closer toward Airport Pulling and Golden Gate Parkway. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Friday, Southwest Florida. Temperatures today a bit warmer than we have been for the past couple days with a high near 90 degrees. Some isolated rain and thunderstorms possible later on in the day. As we head into Saturday, even a bit drier, though a few storms possible and a high of 93. Father's Day featuring scattered storms. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
More delightful than driving a convertible Bentley while wearing mink underpants. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Trey Radel, your host of The Drive here. So my wife and I go searching for something that sounds so simple, but is seriously critical in your home, especially when you have kids. Carpet. Now, we knew that we needed something that would stand up to wear and tear and sweat and dirt. That's because we have a boy. And I'll also say it, pee and poop. Why? We have twin toddlers. So we went with the best, Brits Carpet. You can find them at britscarpet.com, and they have it all. Not only carpet, but more than 300 styles and colors of luxury vinyl plank. Now, this stuff is incredible. It's waterproof, kid-proof, and pet-proof. It stands up strong, and it just looks great. It comes with a 20-year warranty as well. Brits Carpet. They've got 2 locations, Cape Coral on Pine Island Road, next to Mel's, and in Fort Myers, just south of Bell Tower. Go to britscarpet.com and call them today. Again, britscarpet.com, and tell them that Trey sent you. They'll take care of you.
Searching for a reputable air conditioning company?
Don't sweat, call Brett.
I'm Crystal Casey with Brett Air Conditioning. For over 45 years, our motto has been, don't sweat, call Brett. We are a family-owned business with a great reputation. Whether your AC needs maintained, serviced, or replaced, we are here to serve you. So stop searching and join the Brett Air family today. You can find us online at brettairconditioning.com or call us at 239-566-3633. 239-566-3633.
If you don't love your AC company, call Brett Air right now. Find them online at brettairconditioning.com or like them on Facebook.
Don't sweat. Call Brett.
License number CAC 1819995.
Fox News listeners, Saturday morning is the perfect time to talk boats and water fun in Southwest Florida. This is Adam Botana again from Baywater Sousa Boat Club. Join us every Saturday morning from 7 to 8 for the Baywater Boat Club Hour. We talk boats, fishing, boating hotspots, water quality, on top of Jake the Millennial and I just having fun on the radio. And if you don't have a boat, Baywater Sousa Boat Club has got you covered. Just call me, Adam, at 239-495-0455.
Got mold?
In your house?
What do I do now?
Call 239-936-1033.
Call Fire Service, your disaster response friends.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
239-479-5592, the talk and text line. Hey, I wonder what it is. What is the biggest Father's Day gift? Like, what do dads want? I wonder if there's... I haven't seen any definitive... There's got to be, right? There's got to be some story out there, definitive website that will explain exactly what you want, right? I have yet to see it. So I'm still looking. I don't know. What do dads want? I know what it is. It's world peace. Or maybe not. Or maybe just a new golf club. 239-479-5592 again. All right. I want to dig into this story, but I will play some audio first before we get into it. And it's this. Mentioned it before. You're going to be told over and over again to stay in your lane. Don't decide that you're going to talk about election integrity. Don't talk about January 6th and the questions you have that Tucker Carlson has been articulating and others, including the great Julie Kelly from American Greatness and the concerns about the FBI and the involvement in the quote-unquote insurrection on January 6th. And a lot of people have questions, want to know what's going on with this. And if you've been watching Tucker's show, we'll talk more about that coming up. But again, how you got to stay in your lane. Don't talk about election integrity. We can't talk about this, even though there are audits that are popping up all over the place. And even what's happening in Arizona right now, where I guess we're going to hear more about the ballots definitively on June 26th. And now we come to find out that in Georgia, lots of questions, everybody. Lots of don't ask them. Some documents out of Fulton County that was submitted to state officials for the election audit highlights significant irregularities. John Solomon from justthenews.com. Is this true?
Had lots of problems over the years where tallies are not right, votes are missing, employees are problematic. And so it's always had an eye on. There's always been. But in this case here, something pretty significant happened.
Talking about Fulton County.
He sends a guy there to watch. And
this is Raffensperger, right, in Georgia. All right, and he sends somebody. Now, follow this story. He's got Raffensperger in Georgia has his eye on what about election integrity issues. And so this pops up. John Solomon describes what happens. Listen.
He sends a guy there to watch, and that guy watches for a while. And what does he see? He sees double scanning of ballots, suitcases with election materials walking out with no one even knows who the person is that walked out with it or walked in with it.
All right, you following this? The Secretary of State Raffensperger, to monitor the Atlanta area election process, sends somebody out there and sees all of these things going on.
He sees an episode. There is a report of an episode. The muscle that's brought in, the people that are going to run the machines, they're observed in the elevator by an election observer, and it's reported to him that they're intending to come up and mess things up. They actually use a lot more colorful language, but we won't use that on air. You can imagine the words they might have used. But they're talking about coming in and making a mess of the election, intending to. Now, were they joking? We don't know. But I'll tell you what, when you look at the document, 29 pages of errors, mismanagement, mistakes, grotesque running of an election. It was completely chaotic.
Lawyer Bob Cheeley, who's leading the audit, told Just the News the evidence he's seen so far points to, quote, election tabulation malpractice. More than 100 batches of absentee ballots, each containing approximately 100 or more ballots assigned tracking numbers before being sent to one of the 5 absentee vote machine counting machines in Fulton County, but are not subsequently recorded in the handwritten log showing which batches were scanned and counted, raising concerns about the ballots may be missing. More than 24 batches of absentee ballots were identified as having been double scanned. I can go on and on. Just the News keeping an eye on this. And then a story that we're keeping an eye on, and it's developing, and that there is evidence that was presented this week to the Fulton County Commission saying that former Democrat gubernatorial candidate and state rep Stacey Abrams controlled and financed the main contractor used in Fulton County elections during the November 3rd poll and the January 5th U.S. Senate runoff. Wait, what? So that's being looked into. Just the News and John Solomon talking about some of the questions about Fulton County in Georgia. Also, the Maricopa County, Arizona audit. Hypothetically speaking, maybe they both found enough fraud to change the results in those states. Is that possible? And again, I bring this up for what reason? Obviously, because we want to keep an eye on it. Maybe there are some people that know this is coming and are really nervous about how this is going to look. But also, an important aspect to this story is how, when it comes to critical race theory, when it comes to January 6th, and when it comes to election integrity, even when it came to the Trump-Russia collusion hoax, you need to stay in your lane. Don't talk about it. Don't bring it up. Don't start making things up and taking things out of thin air, out of whole cloth, and don't start doing this because everybody's over it. Let's just forget about it. Let's move on. We got our guy, right?
We choose truth over fact.
That guy, we got him. Just take it down. All the late night hosts, stop with this. Well, we got a lot of evidence here. We got a lot of questions. It doesn't stop. And you shouldn't either with any of this. And yeah, there's some more critical race theory stuff out there that I'm going to get to in just a second.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
Imagine replacing your old kitchen with the kitchen of your dreams. Brand new custom-made cabinet doors. Drawer fronts, hand-finished by true craftsmen. Designer hardware, new hinges, and everything installed beautifully in less than a week, start to finish. Expensive? No. To the contrary, with refacing by Cornerstone, you'll save so much, we should really talk about your master bathroom, too. Go for wow. Go for Cornerstone.
I received a call the other day from a woman. Her husband tragically was unable to call himself, but he had told her, if anything ever happens to me, call Morgan & Morgan. And what higher honor could we receive than protecting someone's family after they're gone? Life can be shattered in a moment. When that happens, know that America's largest injury law firm is here for you. When it comes to law, size matters. We're America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Why would someone take a chance on purchasing a frameless shower door from a big box store or an online discounter of an obscure brand, and then try and find a licensed, qualified installer to put it in, when you can deal directly with a local, family-owned business that consults, measures, manufactures, and installs their own award-winning brand of shower doors? My Shower Door is a family-owned and operated business and has the highest ratings on Angie's List and Home Advisor. Want to see more? Go to myShowerDoor.com.
Hello, folks. This is Representative Bob Rommel with yet another interesting Florida fact. Well, Joe Biden was at it again this week, this time at the G7 summit, where he pushed for a new global tax even for American companies. That's right, a global tax on American companies. Liberals like Joe Biden are angry because some U.S. companies leave their profits overseas to avoid high taxes. But instead of lowering American tax rates so that job-creating capital come home, Biden would rather just create new global taxes. High taxes kill jobs. Just ask the people fleeing states like New York and California. That's why last year over 330,000 people moved to Florida and brought their money here. Instead of getting his economic advice from France or Italy, maybe Joe Biden should call Governor DeSantis. Florida, no income tax, no global taxes. Let's keep it that way. Paid by Bob Rommel, Republican for State Representative.
Hey y'all, this is Stephen Cochran. As a country artist, I have traveled around this great country of ours, often meeting our brave men and women in uniform. And as a Marine and veteran of both the Iraq and Afghan conflict, I know how important it is to thank our troops who defend our freedom each and every day. One of the best ways to thank them is to give their children and spouses the gift of education. Scholarships for 2 years, 4 years, and vocational school. This is exactly what a national charity, Thanks USA, does. Please go to their website, www.thanksusa.org, to make a generous donation to the Thanks USA Scholarship Fund for the families of the troops, and I thank you.
News. I'm Chris Foster. June 19th is a new federal holiday known as Juneteenth, celebrating the end of legal slavery in the United States.
President Biden said this holiday's time had come, and in the current racial climate,
this day doesn't just celebrate the past. It calls for action today.
The signing took effect immediately, so Juneteenth is being observed today, since the date falls on Saturday this year.
Fox's Gernal Scott. There's heavy rain and possible flooding in the forecast for the northern Gulf Coast. Louisiana Governor John Bel Edwards declared a state of emergency.
We can expect all of South Louisiana to be impacted. The range of rainfall will be somewhere between 1 inch and 8 inches.
Tropical storm warnings in effect for parts of Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and Florida. The motorcycle daredevil Alex Harville died practicing for a record 351-foot ramp jump in Washington State. He was 28. America's listening to Fox News.
This break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Wink News, traffic.
A clear and crash-free start to your Friday morning commute across Southwest Florida. I-75 starting to get a little busy, though, if you're getting ready to head out toward the Daniels Parkway area or right around Colonial Boulevard. Some construction overnight has cleared from the interstate there. There are some cones and barrels left on the side of the road, so take it slow in that area right near Colonial and Fort Myers. Otherwise, Alligator Alley running up to speed. The bridge commute between Cape Coral and Fort Myers at about 2 to 3 minutes in each direction. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, happy Friday. After a mild start to kick off the day, temperatures should be warmer today compared to the last couple days, with highs back into the lower 90s. Look out for some isolated rain and thunderstorms as we head into your Friday afternoon and Friday evening, with temperatures falling into the middle 70s overnight. Saturday, to kick off the weekend, a few storms possible, but even a bit drier and warmer with the high near 93 degrees. Some scattered thunderstorms return for Father's Day with the high of 92. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
I won't give up the ship.
Talking about what matters.
This country is too great to throw over to communism. I love it.
92.5 Fox News.
Searching everywhere for great prices on appliances? No, you're not, because you have better things to do. Besides, Good Deals has it for less, and they have plenty of items in stock despite shortages everywhere else. Remember, Good Deals guarantees the lowest price on everything they sell. Find a lower price anywhere, and Jay will beat it, guaranteed. Visit one of the showrooms in Fort Myers, Naples, and Cape Coral, or shop online at gooddealsappliances.com.
Good Deals Appliances. Have we got a deal for you?
Hey, this is Papa with Casey, Carrie, and Cody. And as most of you know, when Irma hit in September of 2017, thousands of people tried unsuccessfully to call a roofing company, but all the roofers were so overwhelmed they could not handle or even answer those calls. Now here we are, 4 years later, and many of those same people are still waiting to have their roofs repaired. So we are implementing our proactive list. If you want to be on our list, call me for our free tile inspection. Once we inspect your roof, you will be on the proactive list. If or when the next storm hits, you will have no need to call any roofer because we will be calling you automatically to see if you need help. We can offer emergency repairs and tarp service or whatever your roof requires. Call Papa now for our free tile inspection, 945-2700. We believe it's wise to be proactive and it costs you nothing to join our list. Call Papa for our free tile inspection at 945-2700. That's 945-2700, area code 239-945-2700.
License number CCC 1326213.
Are you looking to have built or repaired a shingle, metal, or tile roof? Do you want to hire a company where the owner personally inspects your job and every job? Hello, I'm Jimmy Williamson of WB Williamson Brothers Roofing. If the answer is yes, 844-WB-BUILT. W.B. Williamson Brothers Roofing represents the fourth generation of a tradition that began with my grandfather back in 1967. And it's a tradition of building something that you can be proud to put your name on. If you need a quote for the construction or repair of a shingle, metal, or tile roof, call me, Jimmy, 844-WB-BUILT. Or visit us at 2944 South Street in Fort Myers. Williamson Brothers Roofing also specializes in standing seam metal roofs and commercial flat roofs. Satisfied clients include Florida Gulf Coast University and Pensacola State College. Call Williamson Brothers Roofing at 844-WB-BUILT. That's 844-WB-BUILT. That's 844-WB-BUILT.
The real estate market is really hot right now, but for how long? I'm Anthony Gomes from GomesMovesHomes.com. You've heard Drew Steele talk about me on his show. If you're thinking about selling your home for a premium price, now is the time. You can sell over market value without doing repairs, letting strangers in your home, and you pick the closing date. Learn how for free. No pressure, no obligation. Go to GomesMovesHomes.com. GomesMovesHomes.com.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
239-479-5592, the talk and text line. Streaming live, drewsteele.com. That's the website. Steele has 3 E's. Yes, S-T-E-E-L-E. Evan Brown, Fox News Radio. And also you can watch at Drew Steele Radio on Facebook. Coming up, how San Francisco has a real issue when it comes to crime, and it's their own doing, except you have fake news legacy media outlets who are trying to convince you that it's not, and how crime is something that has to be discussed right now because it is quickly becoming one of the major political concerns, and it's a place where we win. Well, there are many places that we win, but conservatives, Republicans, this is a place politically where it's a winner because everybody wants to feel safe on their streets. Everybody wants to know that they don't have an uptick in crime. Everybody wants to be able to enjoy the outdoors, to be able to walk and feel safe in their communities. Every single person, it doesn't matter if you're a Democrat or a Republican, everybody wants to feel that way. And the minute you start to try and spin a problem that has to do with crime because of your leftist policies, the easier it will be to not only make the case against it by example, but also make something that shouldn't be political and discussed a winner politically for you because everybody cares. So we're going to get to that in just a second. I wanted to talk about this, a couple of different stories. One that has to do with another, here we go again, the Lee County School Board in the news for all the wrong reasons, and I'll get to that in just a second, and the latest iteration of what has taken place with regard to just trouble with the district and trouble with the board, and it's like, can you just stop? And there's an easy way to make it all go away, and that is to elect people and put people there that will stop doing all of this. We'll stop the drama. And I'll explain in just a second. But when it comes to critical race theory, and I think next week we're going to dig into to this a little more because somebody, John McWhorter, who is somebody who is, I believe, a professor at Columbia University, a linguist, who was talking about critical race theory and brought up some points that I'm going to read to you because already here's what's happening. The fake news left legacy media, the proponents of critical race theory, those that are in your school districts here locally, that there are teachers and principals and people in charge, especially in some charters around Southwest Florida, who have found it very important to teach the principles of critical race theory. See, language matters. The principles of critical race theory, because there are people that are saying, well, nobody's teaching it. It's not happening. As a matter of fact, the governor is, with the stroke of a pen and with the legislature behind him, said you can't do it. So it's not happening. You're not going to find it in any textbooks. The idea is that you're not going to find critical race theory in a textbook. It's the principles of, to which I'll explain in a second, very simply, the things that you will see and you probably have heard about in your school, that you have CNN, CBS, MSNBC, you have local, state, national news organizations, the Washington Post, the New York Times, all trying to make you feel like there's no story here. This is, again, some GOP conservative drummed up drama that doesn't exist. And by the way, what's your problem with teaching about our history, about slavery? I mean, what are you afraid of? Are you really afraid to teach your kids about our past? Nope. Nobody is. Not one single person that I've met yet has a problem with it. It's what you've decided to do and how you've decided to teach it and the points that you've tried to make, because 30 years ago, liberal professors got together and figured out a way to present to our kids and even to parents this idea that oppressed oppressor is not only, when it comes to class warfare, but it's also white versus black. They figured out a way to do this. It's just a fact. It's documented. You can go back in time and see the names of the individuals. It's been brought up in an article at Hot Air. It's a great article that talks about John McWhorter talks about this, that I hope maybe next week we might be able to have him on. But some of the names of the individuals in the past are Regina Austin and Richard Delgado and Kimberly Crenshaw, hard leftist legal analysts proposing a revised conception of justice that takes oppression into account, including a collective sense of subordinate group identity. This is their early writing, the genesis of modern day critical race theory and where we are now. And he makes the point that, listen, this isn't, they didn't make this call to turn schools into Maoist re-education camps. They didn't have to. It's just about being subtle. And when you push against it, you have people like CNN and Don Lemon and Chris Cuomo, Fredo, the two of them together, talking about how you got a problem. All of you listening to me who have a problem with critical race theory, you've studied this, you've looked into this, you've looked into what it is, you've heard me talk about it, you've heard Tucker Carlson talk about it, you've heard everybody on this station, right up and down the line. You've heard many people articulate about what it is. You know exactly what's going on. And they're like, no. We need to gaslight you some more. There's nothing to see here. You're all wrong. And here's from last night, Don the Lemon and Chris Cuomo talking about this very topic. Chris Cuomo is making this comment. I want you to listen to this. Again, this is going after you.
You know, I had somebody today saying, well, you know, I'm worried. In the telling of that history, I don't want people lecturing my kid like, hey, you're white, you're bad because of this and this. I said, why do you think that's what it will be? I said, that's the only problem, is your perception.
Okay, let me just stop right there. Why do you think it's going to be like that? Like, you really think that that's going to happen? Is that what you're imagining right now in your brain, really?
Why wouldn't want your kid to understand the roots of slavery and the legacy of slavery?
All right, let me just stop there. Two things to break down right now. Number one, nobody has said that. Nobody has said that we have a problem with teaching our kids about slavery. Nobody says that. Again, they're trying to make it seem as if that's what the fear is. It's not. Again, it's gaslighting this idea of fear about teaching our kids about slavery over and over and over and over again, to the point where it's like, it's got to be true. Everybody says it. Nope. Then the second part is what he said at the beginning, which is, what gives you the idea? Like what makes you think? What did he say here?
Because of this and this. I said, why do you think that's what it will be? I said, that's the only problem, is your perception.
The perception. Why do you think? Wait, let me start from the beginning here.
You know, I had somebody today saying, well, you know, I'm worried. In the telling of that history, I don't want people lecturing my kid like, hey, you're white, you're bad because of this and this. I said, why do you think that's what it will be?
If you are in a school where you ever had a situation, and I've had people email me like crazy saying it's happened in their school, many schools in Collier County, in Lee County, saying, I can't believe it. There were teachers that lined up the kids and said, all the white kids take 2 steps forward, all the black and Hispanic kids take a step back. this is the problem right here, is the privilege that the white kids have against you and how they have this opportunity that you don't have. They have privilege that you don't have. You don't think that's... So Chris Cuomo thinks, no, that's not the same thing. No, that's exactly what that is. And if it's happening in your school, your kids are being taught critical race theory. No, they're not. It's not in the textbooks, Drew. That's what my principal told me. It's not in there. It is. Because it's not the language, critical race theory, the actual words in a textbook. It's just like I told you, the early writings of these hard left legal leftists in schools, these legal analysis that said, listen, all we have to do is take oppression into account and frame it just the right way. And it doesn't have to be these re-education camps, as people are saying. It's not like it's blatant in your face. No, it's subtle. It's happening, and that's what it is. And they know it. And if you care what Don the Lemon says, here's his point in this. Go ahead.
You don't think that telling people that they were beaten and sold and lynched makes them feel bad?
That's right. That's right. That's exactly right.
Nobody's
happy to hear it.
That's your idea of that's the whole thing about what privilege is that you people don't like to have their pleasure interrupted.
That's all it is. It's just about your white privilege. And listen, everything has been fine. And now you want me to start talking about something that's really uncomfortable that happened in the past. And it's this privilege of we get to make the rules. And no, Don Lemon, that's not what it is. And he knows it. And again, here they go. They're telling you they're telling their audience what their truth is. Not the truth, but their truth. And gaslighting it until that's the argument. But that's not the fact. And like you, there are parents who are standing up. Like you, that there are people that understand what's happening and are speaking out at school boards and PTA meetings and a lot of different places. Well, really not PTA meetings, but school boards. They're going to have their say. And again, on the heels of, more drama that I brought up with the Lee County School Board, and now you've got Melissa Giovanelli wants the school board to be looked into. She was cleared following an investigation of an ethics complaint made on her, and it's just more drama in the school district. And here we go once again, in case you missed this story.
How are leaders going to focus on next year if they can't get along?
Melissa Giovanelli is now the second board member to ask the governor to investigate what's happening on the Lee County School Board. She points a finger at Chris Patrica, who she believes is in part to blame for the divide and for filing the ethics complaint against her. In March, Gwen Gittens asked the governor to investigate the district on issues of waste, fraud, and abuse.
My gosh, it just keeps going. The drama just doesn't stop. And everybody has to go. It gets crazy on the heels of Betsy Vaughn, another school board member a couple of weeks ago who talked about the politics that are playing in school boards, and her comment about, if they were saying we don't want to talk about our political affiliations. And, the walking, I guess, on eggshells when it comes to CRT, or being honest about what they think about critical race theory. And give her credit, Betsy Vaughn. At least she's honest.
Well, I'll share my political beliefs. I'm a Democrat. I'm a liberal. I believe that critical race theory is very important, and that if we lose sight of that as educators, we can't be a world-class school system.
Can't be a world-class school system without it. And even though all the things and being talked about on the heels of all of that, listen, there are parents who are pushing back. One parent in Illinois who is going viral right now, as a matter of fact, who was talking to their school board and had some things to say about this as well. And people know, they see what's going on. Listen to this parent.
When you talk about critical race theory, which is pretty much going to be teaching kids how to hate each other, how to dislike each other, that's pretty much, I don't care to say, it's pretty much what it's going to all come down to. You're going to deliberately teach kids, this white kid right here got it better than you because he white? You're going to purposely tell a white kid, oh, the black people are all down and suppressed. How do I have 2 medical degrees if I'm sitting here oppressed? How do I get, first of all, time up, we've only got 5 minutes now, 5 minutes. 2 medical degrees. No mom, no dad in the house. Worked my way through college. Sat there and hustled my butt off to get through college. You gonna tell me somebody that looked like all y'all white folks kept me from doing that? Are you serious? Not one white person ever came to me and said, well, son, you're never going to be able to get nowhere because you know the black people. But guess what? What's sickening about this whole thing is what y'all doing right now is already something I do in my community right now to speak out against stuff because black folks are getting told by other black folks, oh, you know you ain't going to be able to do nothing out there in the world because them white folks ain't going to let you get no, oh, you know you're not going to be able to do it here because you know, the white man going to keep you down. Well, how did I get where I am right now if some white man kept me down?
No, you don't understand. The only way we could be a world-class school system is to teach this. Parents are pushing back. There's more on this audio from this parent in Illinois that we'll play. How did he get 2 medical degrees if he's sitting here oppressed? And Molly Hemingway put it this way on her Twitter account. Listen, the far left is losing control. They're losing control of the narrative. CNN and others still have to push this. And you have to ask yourself, who else is really pushing this hard? Like, they got to have this. We got to have this. Otherwise, we can't be world class. Really? Again, I'll say this. You're winning this argument. But don't be like... Yeah, I'll say it. I don't care. Don't be like Republicans of the past and some Republicans now. Don't be, hey, we won the battle. All right, let's pack it up and go home because the left is going to win this war and they're in it for the long haul and they don't stop. And everything that's happening culturally has happened because the left does not give up. And you can't either. And I know you're not going to, especially on this case, but others as well. All right, 239-479-5592. Yeah, I'll get to some more audio on that in just a bit. Also, the issue of crime and ticking up in the country and how could you be a media outlet and try to spin shoplifting as, it's nothing to see here. It's not the policies. It's more than that. No, it was the policies and I can prove it coming up. All right, let's do it right now. Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you were in a PhD. Let's take caller number 9 right now. If you'd like to play, it's the Friday edition, which is, well, it's not any different from any other edition. It's just a different day of the week. It's the last day of the week, but you already know that. I'll play Drew's College up next. 9th caller right now, 239-479-5592. It's Daybreak 92.5. Fox News, right all along with traffic. There's Therese O'Shea.
Good morning. Keeping an eye on a crash on Daniels Parkway causing major backups coming off of State Road 82 into the Gateway area. The crash is right near Timber Creek Drive, so watch out for some stop-and-go traffic out there right now, especially heading westbound on that stretch of Daniels. May want to reroute yourself to Colonial Boulevard instead, coming out of the Buckingham and Lehigh Acres areas. Looking good along I-75. No problems out there on the interstate. In fact, this morning, our area bridge is running up to speed. The Midpoint Bridge eastbound a little bit slower out there. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Friday, Southwest Florida. Temperatures today a bit warmer than we have been for the past couple days with a high near 90 degrees. Some isolated rain and thunderstorms possible later on in the day. As we head into Saturday, even a bit drier, though a few storms possible and a high of 93. Father's Day featuring scattered storms. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Kennedy at 3 and Drive Home with Trey Radel at 5. Now back to Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
You find yourself searching for a reputable air conditioning company?
Don't sweat, call Brett.
I'm Crystal Casey with Brett Air Conditioning. For over 45 years, our motto has been, don't sweat, call Brett. We are a family-owned business with a great reputation. Whether your AC needs maintained, serviced, or replaced, we are here to serve you. So stop searching and join the Brett Air family today. You can find us online at brettairconditioning.com or call us at 239-566-3633. 239-566-3633.
If you don't love your AC company, call Brett Air right now. Find them online at brettairconditioning.com or like them on Facebook.
Don't sweat, call Brett.
License number CAC 1819995.
Got mold?
In your house?
What do I do now?
Call 239-936-1033.
Call 5 Fire service, your disaster response friends.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
Attention, class. It's time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge.
It's Drew's College.
All right, let's go to, I'm okay. Let's go to Dave. Dave's in Cape Coral. Hey, Dave.
Hey, Drew.
Hey, Dave. It's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. Your associate's degree question, sir, starts right now. You ready?
All right, ready.
All right. Hey, you remember Mitt Romney ran for president in 2012. Remember that? He was the GOP nominee, as a matter of fact, for president.
Yep.
Who was his running mate?
Oh, my gosh.
No, that is incorrect. Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I don't know.
It's Paul Ryan. Remember Paul Ryan?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Yep, okay. All right, well, let's see if you get an associate's degree on this question. Remember, Hillary Clinton won the presidential nominee for Democrats in 2016,
yes.
Right? Who was her running mate?
Oh, my gosh, Drew.
What? It's not that long ago.
Oh, man, I was hoping for... Oh, my gosh. Hillary's running mate. Oh, man. I have no clue.
Tim Kaine. Sorry. Tim Kaine. Remember Tim Kaine?
No.
Okay. Well, that was... Not many people do, but that was, yeah. All right. All right, okay. Dave. Well, all right, so let's try this for your associate's degree. What city do you live in?
Cape Coral.
That is correct, sir. No. All right, no, that's not. No, all right, quickly. All right, let's stop doing this. U.S. representatives. You know, if we have elections for U.S. representatives, how often do we hold those elections?
I believe that's every 6 years.
No, those are senators. You're thinking senators. 2 years. 2 years for House representatives there. 2 years.
Well, I'm not doing very good at all.
Well, you did good on your city that you live in, so that's something to be proud of. All right. Oh, gosh. All right. Let's try. How about, do you like multiple choice?
Yes.
All right. Let's try that. How many amendments does the Constitution have? Would you like to have multiple choice, or you think you know it?
Multiple choice, please.
22, 27, or 32?
27.
That is correct, sir. See? Look at you. Big comeback. You did well. You got, I don't even know what you got, but at this point, who really cares, right? I mean, it's Friday, and it's Father's Day weekend, so that's what we're excited about, right?
That's right. When I play this at home and I don't call in, I usually do very good.
Yeah, well, I got to tell you, Dave, the home game is a lot harder than the game we play on the air. That's been the biggest problem. And I've talked to Jake about this because he put together the home version of the game, and we're gonna fix that, okay? Hey, listen, have a great weekend, okay?
Well, thank you very much.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
At Johnson Spinal Care 596 Back, I strive to offer the highest level of care for those suffering with back and neck problems. With unparalleled service and our award-winning non-surgical spinal decompression approach, thousands of people have chosen us to treat their back or neck problems. If you are seeking lasting relief that is proven effective without needles or surgery, then call today to see if you may be a candidate. This completely safe treatment can be effective for many conditions, including sciatica, ruptured or herniated discs, facet syndrome, compressed nerves, arthritis, and spinal stenosis. Additionally, people who had failed back surgery in the past often find incredible relief from spinal decompression. At Johnson Spinal Care, all our treatments are drug-free and non-surgical. We use new and comprehensive approaches that provide lasting relief. Johnson Spinal Care is here to serve you. Call our Medicare-friendly office today for an immediate, no-charge telephone consultation. 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
Inside the train testing facility, our heating and cooling products go through endless torture tests to ensure they can run through anything. And when we say torture, we don't take that lightly. We drop them, slam them against the wall, shake them, and then expect them to run without an extra decibel in our anechoic sound chamber. Without fail. Drop, slam, shake, silence. Drop, slam, shake, silence. And there's no end in sight. We test, so it runs.
Things are heating up, and you may notice that old AC system just isn't keeping up like it used to. It's time for you to get the Purified experience. Visit purifiedac.com to get special financing on a new system installation. Subject to credit approval, see dealer for details. Purified Air also offers free estimates and 24/7 emergency service so you can have the Purified experience when you need it the most. Visit purifiedac.com to get the Purified experience for yourself. That's purifiedac.com, license number CAC 1817070.
It's hard to stop a train.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 8 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
They've never had this day off before. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, but suddenly today is a holiday for federal workers. The day after Juneteenth became official. Fox's Rachel Sutherland has more live.
Dave, this is the first federal holiday since the creation of Martin Luther King Jr. Day in 1983. Juneteenth marks the day slaves in Texas learned they were free 2 months after the Confederacy surrendered. President Biden says it's a day to learn from our history.
Celebrate progress and grapple with the distance we've come, but the distance we have to travel.
As June 19th falls on a Saturday, the official observance is today. Hundreds of companies are observing the holiday, but because of short notice, others are not. The Postal Service is delivering mail as usual. Dave?
Rachel, because of the just declared holiday, the CDC postponed a key meeting today to next week. Evaluating possible side effects to Pfizer's COVID vaccine, there have been several hundred cases of heart inflammation in younger people. In Detroit, there's a manhunt for the gunman in a highway shooting last night. A 2-year-old was killed, a 9-year-old critically injured.
This is certainly the worst day of this family's life. I cannot fathom what they must be going through. It's just absolutely horrible.
Interim Detroit Police Chief James White in Arizona. Police are trying to figure out why a suspected gunman in custody went on a drive-by shooting spree that left one person dead and at least a dozen injured. Police controversy in Portland, Oregon after a year full of protests and clashes with officers.
All 50 Portland officers that make up the department's rapid response team say they've had enough. They voted unanimously to resign from their voluntary positions on the team in response to the recent indictment of one of their own. Corey Budworth was indicted by a grand jury for allegedly assaulting a photographer with his baton at a riot last August.
Fox's Jackie Ibanez. There may be a renewed nuclear conflict between the U.S. and North Korea. Leader Kim Jong-un telling his government to be prepared for dialogue and possible confrontation. America's listening to Fox News.
Wink News, traffic.
Good morning. Keeping an eye on a crash on Daniels Parkway causing major backups coming off of State Road 82 into the Gateway area. The crash is right near Timber Creek Drive, so watch out for some stop-and-go traffic out there right now, especially heading westbound on that stretch of Daniels. May want to reroute yourself to Colonial Boulevard instead, coming out of the Buckingham and Lehigh Acres areas. Looking good along I-75. No problems out there on the interstate. In fact, this morning, our area bridges running up to speed. The Midpoint Bridge eastbound a little bit slower out there. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, happy Friday. After a mild start to kick off the day, temperatures should be warmer today compared to the last couple days, with highs back into the lower 90s. Look out for some isolated rain and thunderstorms as we head into your Friday afternoon and Friday evening, with temperatures falling into the middle 70s overnight. Saturday, to kick off the weekend, a few storms possible, but even a bit drier and warmer with the high near 93 degrees. Some scattered thunderstorms return for Father's Day with the high of 92. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Serving up a tray load of truth today on 92.5 Fox News.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. New South is the Florida window factory. Our windows are made in Florida, for Florida homes, by Florida workers, because we understand Florida weather. With New South Windows, you don't have to sacrifice energy efficiency for storm protection. Our Energy Star rated windows and doors are made with impact and non-impact options, giving you the best of both worlds. New South Window, home of your ultimate Florida window.
Buy more, save more. Volume discounts up to 30%. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
Ask Sherwin-Williams and get your color your way. We've made it easier than ever to try and buy color. Preview paint colors in your home with our Color Snap app. Then visit swsamples.com to have color chips delivered to your door for free. Or order some peel and stick samples to try on your wall. When you're ready to paint, shop online or stop by your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store and get everything you need.
really a good feeling to know that when it comes to your house and all the water that is in every faucet, every place in your home, that you don't have to worry about the water smelling like chlorine or messing up your shower glass, your faucets, right, with that hard water staining, the drying out of your skin and your hair. Just imagine what that would be like. You don't have to imagine it. You can just do it. You call the Uniform Pentair water specialist. They can find out what's going on with your water and handle your city or well water issues. Yours, right here in Southwest Florida. With their mobile showroom, you can see for yourself that Pentair has both high-performance salt systems and salt-free solutions too. And salt-free means no lugging in bags of salt for you, and that they can install that Pentair water system for you as well. You're going to love the way your water tastes from every faucet and the peace of mind that only a Pentair water system can give you. So call now and get your free digital Pentair water test. Save 15% on your whole home water system by calling 239-880-7799. That's 239-880-7799 or book online at PelicanWestFL.com.
Hi, I'm Ty Laster, managing partner and CEO of Key City Capital. So why are we here in Southwest Florida? Well, at KCAP, our mission is to connect capital to wealth for all of our partners through passive real estate investments. And very simply, we generate and distribute double-digit returns for our investors by investing in single-family homes and apartments and unique alternative cash-flowing asset-backed investments.
Call us today at 239-330-2080 or check us out online today at kcap925.com.
It's Fred Kobe with your Kobe Coin tip of the day. I see full-page ads in the newspaper every day offering thousands of dollars for your air conditioner trade-in. They're ads about giant rebates and cashback deals, and I personally believe these companies think that the average consumer is too stupid to know the truth. I have more faith in you folks. There's no such thing as a trade-in or a real cashback in this business. The fake rebates and trade-ins are just overpriced air conditioning systems with a discount. They can't resell this equipment, and there's no such thing as an AC trade-in. It's as phony as the people trying to sell them. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you'll think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense and no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. Bryant, whatever it takes, license CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in this business since 1949, and never offering fake and phony rebates and cashback.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. Stream live. DrewSteele.com is the website. Steele has 3 E's. We appreciate you watching. It's mobile friendly. And also at Drew Steele Radio on Facebook for the time being. I'm just going to put this politely because we're big with the kids. Liberals are dummies. They're just dummies. Does that... If I say liberals are dummies, the left in this country are a bunch of dummies. It just doesn't have any juice, does it? Like Jake's looking at me like, really? But you know how I just don't. Go ahead. We'll talk. You got to talk at the microphone. Nobody can hear you.
I'm not allowed to.
What's that?
Say what you want to say.
Well, no, it's not that I say what I want to say, but you know me, my use of the English language, and you know how it's always frustrated you. Why? Why does it frustrate you about me? What don't I do?
You need to curse more.
Yeah. No, I don't. I know. I just don't. I don't cuss. It's not my thing, and it frustrates Jake sometimes because it's like when you call in Democrats dummies, it's like you see, don't say dummies, say like push the envelope.
Call them donkeys. Because you're not lying.
Okay, well, there's something to that. So why am I saying that? Okay, a couple of things that have come up. We're going to get to the story about San Francisco and the lies that the left is telling about why this uptick in crime in San Francisco. Well, it's because of the policies. But here's something else. The Supreme Court made some big decisions, and they had a big old decision dump yesterday. Some of them we're going to get into more detail coming up in the next, maybe not this morning, but certainly next week. And it has to do with the fact that, number one, that 9-0, a unanimous decision made by the court on foster care services striking down a ban on religious groups, like Catholic services, operating a foster care service according to their faith, and saying, listen, we don't do adoptions to same-sex couples, but here is an adoption agency that does, and we'll direct you to them. And the court said, yeah, that they can do that because accommodations have been made. It's not like they're the only ones. There are other people that do it. And as a matter of fact, they help to make that possible. And so First Amendment, their faith, the violation of the exercise, the free exercise clause of the First Amendment, you bet. And then that's a interesting decision considering that Masterpiece Cake Shop back in the news, and a federal judge, a federal court in Colorado is saying, got to bake the cake. The trolls, these leftist trolls going after Masterpiece Cake Shop, and somebody going in there and knowing full well what happened with the Supreme Court 2018 and said, hey, I'm going to test this. I want a cake celebrating a gender transition. And the court said in Colorado, yeah, he's got to pay $500 for violating the state's anti-discrimination law. Well, it's going to go to the Supreme Court, and we'll see what happens there. But a precedent has been set here where, again, there are other places you can go to have that cake baked. There is remedy. There is accommodation. I wonder if that will be coming up. But then there was another one that Stephen Colbert was cheering on last night. One of the many late-night hosts who believes that economy is done best when it's political. And that's why people go there, and they're getting fed this, even if it's not what they want. But cheering Obamacare. Listen to this.
News out of the Supreme Court, because today the court upheld Obamacare again. Oh, yeah. Obamacare lives. You hear me? It lives. Folks, that means annual physicals for everyone. America, turn your head and cough.
Yeah, there's the cheering crowd loving the idea that Obamacare lives. The court striking down a challenge by Texas and other states.
The vote was a resounding 7-2 against a Texas lawsuit challenging the individual mandate. The court decided that Texas did not have standing to sue because nobody was forced to pay a penalty for not getting insurance. Why is that? Well, back in 2017, the GOP-controlled Congress passed a bill cutting the individual mandate penalty to zero.
Yeah, and that caused the issue of standing and caused the issue with the court and making that decision where the cheering crowd loves that Obamacare gets to stay, and Stephen Colbert says,
turns out the GOP is its own worst enemy. Also, everyone else's.
Yeah, got to have that dig. And, isn't this great? Well, here's the crazy part of all of this. Number one, why are we cheering Obamacare staying? Is it because after 12 years, everybody's like, nothing we can do. I guess we're stuck with this. It's not so bad. Really, do you know what it was like before? Oh, it was awful. Really? What was so awful about it before? Because when you have the HHS secretary, Javier Becerra, on CNN and being asked questions about this, like, what are we doing about what's happening with insurance? Have you noticed some of the things that are going on with it? Have you tried to break through your premiums? Have you noticed how high they are? Some of the other things. Listen to this.
Well, the fact of the matter is, though, healthcare costs are going up for everyone. People who have insurance, people who are on the ACA, and people who don't have insurance or any form of coverage at all. A lot of people are paying higher premiums even after the implementation of the Affordable Care Act. How do you fix that?
Yeah, how do you fix this? I mean, we've got a marketplace that is dictated by Obamacare. It's dictated by the government, and it's dictated that way. So when you're talking about an actual free market option, when you're talking about actual competition that is not being put in the marketplace along with government, when government gets involved, everything stinks. And It's not true competition when you have the government involved. That sounds very familiar. When you have government involved in the exercise of capitalism and free market and what that does to the marketplace. Oh, where have we heard that before? Oh, it's almost like as if you pay people more to stay on the couch than to go to work, that when you are competing with a government who's doing that, then market forces are not in play, and in which case you have situations where people decide to stay home, and then you have this problem with getting people to work because you've got a government who's competing that shouldn't be. Okay, so what's the answer? How do you fix this? Skyrocketing insurance rates, skyrocketing premiums under Obamacare. What do we do?
Well, you actually now fight to defend the law. We had... for the last few years, we've had an administration that's actually tried to dismantle it and actually done things while it was in office trying to not support it.
Okay, that's all it is. It's Trump's fault. It's the Trump administration's fault. It's your fault. Stop fighting this. If you stop fighting this, everything will be fine. Really, it's been how long now? It's been 12 years? How are we doing? No, that's because you've been fighting it. If you just give up, everything will be fine. No. It is amazing to me how even when you listen to Colbert and the cheering crowds and this is so great and Colbert even making the case.
You know what that means? Annual physicals for everyone.
That's right. Everybody gets an annual physical with this. There was no way you were going to be able to get that in a capitalist free market system with insurance. No way. There was. Really? Is that the suggestion? It's always been the suggestion, and it's always been the lie and the gaslighting of those that were saying that, no, Obamacare is the only way to go. No, that's not true. And we all know it. But yet we kind of acquiesce to all of this, right? It's just like, stop fighting it. You're going to keep losing. Stop fighting. Just give up on this. And if you just give up and stop fighting, it'll get better. The premiums will just go down. You'll see all kinds of... No, you won't. And I just made the case why you won't. And again, Democrats... leftists in this country, you're a bunch of dummies. I know, I got to be tougher on that. You're a bunch of dolts. I don't know what word you want me to use. It's your policy. I mean, how many times do we have to hear this? That it's you causing the problems. You want another example? I got one. Come on. I needed something dramatic to lead into this part of the show. Okay. Here you go. This from CNN yesterday.
Shoplifters usually try to conceal their crimes.
Wow.
Not this one at a Walgreens in San Francisco. The thief grabbing items off the shelves and filling up a garbage bag, even as a security guard observes from feet away. Moments later, he bolts away from the store on a lift bike. The guard attempting to grab the bag, but the thief gets away with the large haul.
Yeah, did you see that video, that viral video of the guy there? He's on a bicycle in the store at a Walgreens. He's got a black garbage bag. He's just taking stuff right off the shelf and throwing it in the bag and just leaving the shops. And it's crazy. Where you have the security guard watching, not doing anything, and all these people are videoing this. How is this possible? It's outrageous. What is this? Well, let's see what's said about this. Hold on a second.
Stores in the company, that multiplier factor is really driven by the organized retail crime.
Now that's the head of Walgreens, right? In an interview in San Francisco. With CNN talking about the issues, right?
Walgreens executive telling elected supervisors last month that theft here is 4 times the national average, driven by organized crime rings. What? CVS says it's experiencing a similar surge. The city is yet to come up with an effective solution.
4 times. They've closed like 17 Walgreens in the San Francisco area and almost a similar amount of CVS stores. They're just closing the stores. They just can't keep them open. I mean, what is it? That's CNN, right? And then you have CBS News This Morning and the talking heads talking about the same thing, right?
This video shows a guy in San Francisco stuffing items into a garbage bag.
Yeah, they showed the same video just the other day as they opened up the program. And how do they explain it, everybody? as they show the video, and there's something more to this.
I think that there has been a movement in some retail locations to not put people's lives in jeopardy.
Right. Yeah,
having them,
I mean, you don't need to be a hero over, some toothbrushes or whatever it is.
But should the security guard be videotaping when there's a woman videotaping right next to him?
Yeah.
I mean, you would think he could at least try to approach the guy.
Yeah, and also, why did you let him in the store with a bicycle? That was my first thought.
That reads also as an act of desperation. I mean, you're not getting rich off of what you take from a Walgreens.
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? They're serious. They're serious. Oh no. It's because the executives at Walgreens, they just don't want people getting hurt, and they don't want to be responsible for somebody getting hurt who's shoplifting. It would be awful. We don't want that to happen. No. Oh, but times are so bad. I mean, what could they possibly steal from a Walgreens? I mean, what's the big deal? It's the times are tough, and making every excuse when they know. And now you know that Prop 47 in California, a referendum that lowered the penalty for stealing goods worth less than $950 from a felony to a misdemeanor. They get a citation, everybody. They get a citation if they get caught. Nothing is going to happen to them. Nothing. That's the problem. It went in 2014 from a felony to a misdemeanor. Now, $950 or less, you just get a note, a citation that says, hey, you got to stop doing this. So nobody bothers. The executive at Walgreens wasn't saying to them, listen, don't stop them. Don't get physical with them because we're concerned about, the safety of it's not really worth it because something could happen. It's not worth it because at the end of the day, the law is telling them that $1,000 and under, you just go ahead and do it. It's their policies that have made this happen. And if you go back to the theory of broken windows, one that it's so controversial because the way it was used in New York to clean up crime and the way it was used in LA to clean up crime and the way it was used in Boston to clean up crime, and how some say that it was racist and the policies and how they put the theory of broken windows together, which is a very simple theory when you look at it on its face, and it's this. You stop the little crimes. If you stop the small crimes, that will stop anybody from doing the bigger crimes because less than $950 worth of merchandise to take that will lead to somebody going in and taking even more. It will lead to more crime. It's been studied. It's a fact. And that has to stop. The broken window theory of cleaning up those broken windows in areas. You take somebody who breaks a window or does something small in a community, you stop all of that from happening to stop anything else from going on because it grows. Those broken windows soon become thefts and soon become homicides and soon become more. We see it happening in major metropolitan cities as we speak. And here you have San Francisco and you have the media who's trying to make it sound like, no, it's just hard times. I mean, what's the big deal? It's only $950. What could he possibly be taking at a Walgreens? I mean, how much petroleum jelly could you possibly take that it's going to make it? When they miss so much more, it's this narrative that they push to make you feel like there's nothing to see here. Move along. And I bring this up for a couple of different reasons because it does not need to come to a city near us. Number one. And number two, that crime is a big deal across the board. Americans care about the safety and security of their families, of their communities, of their kids. It doesn't matter if you're black, if you're white, if you're Hispanic, if you're a Democrat or Republican. Everybody cares about safety and security of their home and their property and their lives. And it's a big deal. And when you can show and prove to people that it's not COVID, it's not because of COVID, it's not because things have been so rough, it's because of the policies that have been enacted and put in place by these cities that we don't want in our cities. When you can show that, that's a winning political proposition. Not like a Proposition 47, but the proposition of saying to people who, out of the top 3 issues that they have that they'll be voting on. If you're having an uptick in crime in your community, if you're seeing an uptick in crime in other communities, and it's happening from left-leaning politicians who are putting those policies in place and you don't want it in your town, then you're going to make sure you vote against those policies and against those individuals. And it's a winning proposition for conservatives and Republicans to point this out for everybody. And that's another key to the discussion, and it's very simple. When it comes to Obamacare or health care, when it comes to the safety and security of your property, of your family, of your community, when it comes to the issue of crime, when it comes to the issue of our southern border, when it comes to a lot of these issues, it's about putting people in place and putting policies in place that we know, speaking to you, that we help everybody. No one is excluded from all the positive things that can happen from the right policies, as opposed to everybody getting dragged down and being affected by bad policies like this. 239-479-5592. All right, Mike Opelka, who I understand filled in for Trey last night. Is that right? Mike Opelka, pureopelka.com. Our good friend will be joining us in just a bit to touch on all kinds of news stories and issues. We'll just go and we'll sweep the news and find out what's been happening today, leading into our Father's Day weekend. 239-479-5592. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
This is 92.5 Fox News. When your liberal relatives from up north come for a month, turn up 92.5 Fox News in the house, in the car, and on the radio at the beach. 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
At FPL, we're always looking the future straight in the eye. When the future said cut back on foreign oil, we made way for clean, American-made natural gas. And when the future said we need more clean energy, we said, how about 30 million solar panels by 2030? And when it said we need zero carbon emissions, we said, okay, how about green hydrogen? That's energy made from water. We're planning, preparing, and investing because Florida deserves an energy future we can depend on. See how at fpl.com/value.
Hello, I'm Brian Resney, president of Resney Wealth Management and host of the Resney Wealth Report and TV show on the weekends. Investors come to my TV and radio shows to learn and to get educated so they can make better decisions about their retirement and their portfolio. What's your risk management strategy? Are you willing to subject your portfolio to another massive decline in a set it and forget it strategy, or are you looking for a difference? Listen to my show Sunday mornings, 10 to noon on 92.5 Fox News Radio.
Father's Day is best at Mel's Diner.
We're bringing back good times and great food.
Mel's is rolling out fabulous real deals for Dad on his day. Here's a real Father's Day breakfast eye-opener. A meat lover's omelet with bacon, ham, and sausage with breakfast potatoes and toast, or 2 small pancakes, just $9.99. Chicken waffle and pecans, also $9.99. Mel's Diner puts a new twist on the traditional Bloody Mary. Mel's Salt and Pepper Bacon Bloody Mary, $5.99. Father's Day lunch and dinner shines with a full slab of Mel's award-winning baby back ribs with fries and coleslaw, or Braveheart fresh roasted prime rib with baked potato and Caesar salad, both Mel's real deal values, just $14.99. Plus, Mel's has a gift for Dad on Father's Day, a $5 coupon to be used on his next visit. Call ahead seating for 6 or more, gladly take it. Take out 2. Happy Father's Day from Mel's Diner.
Fox News listeners, Saturday morning is the perfect time to talk boats and water fun in Southwest Florida. This is Adam Botana again from Baywater Sousa Boat Club. Join us every Saturday morning from 7 to 8 for the Baywater Boat Club Hour. We talk boats, fishing, boating hotspots, water quality, on top of Jake the Millennial and I just having fun on the radio. And if you don't have a boat, Baywater Sousa Boat Club has got you covered. Just call me, Adam, at 239-495-0455.
Why would someone take a chance on purchasing a frameless shower door from a big box store or an online discounter of an obscure brand, and then try and find a licensed, qualified installer to put it in, when you can deal directly with a local, family-owned business that consults, measures, manufactures, and installs their own award-winning brand of shower doors. My Shower Door is a family-owned and operated business and has the highest ratings on Angie's List and Home Advisor. Want to see more? Go to myshowerdor.com.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
What makes Genesis of Naples the #1 selling Genesis dealer in the nation? It's our incredible selection and professional sales staff. Hi, I'm Sheila Zellers, owner of Genesis of Naples. When I drive my beautiful new 2021 Genesis GV80 around town, the first thing everyone says to me is, "What is that beautiful SUV?" I tell them it's the all-new first ever SUV from Genesis. Then they usually ask, "How much does it cost?" I know it's hard to believe, but it starts at just $49,500 and a fully equipped Prestige for just over $70 grand. It has an amazing interior and breathtaking design and your choice of turbo engines and rear and all-wheel drive. But that's not all. New 2021 Genesis G70s have 0% financing and 72 months plus $1,000 cash back. And we have a huge selection of the all-new 2021 Genesis G80s and G90s. Come visit Genesis of Naples on Airport Road or genesisofnaples.com.
All offers with approved credit on select models. Based on January 2021 retail sales. 72 months of $0 per month per 1,000 finance. No down payment required.
Steven Tomatoes Sports Page. Come for the food, Steve of the Sports.
Hi, I'm Big Al from Stevie Tomatoes. You've heard me say we're the working and retired person's country club. This means coming in for a meal, a drink, or with a party, and we will obtain your complete satisfaction with our food service and value. We strive for excellence with your service experience and our food. So on the rare occasion we fall short, tell us and we'll fix it. Plus, at Stevie Tomatoes, there are no pretenses, no attitudes, high prices, or rushing you in or out. Come relax, enjoy yourself, and be yourself. At Stevie's, we love meeting the men and women who currently and in the past work hard to make America great. We appreciate their values, honesty, industriousness, and affection for this great country. So head to Stevie's, where we strive for excellence in everything we do. I guarantee it. In Naples, Fort Myers, and Cape Coral. Come, come, come.
Steven Tomatoes Sports Page. Come for the food, Steve of the Sports.
This update is presented by Stevie Tomatoes Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Wink News Traffic.
Good Friday morning. Right now we're watching major backups heading through the Gateway area along Daniels Parkway out of Lehigh Acres westbound. If you need to head out of Lehigh off State Road 82, do not take Daniels Parkway. There's a crash there with roadblock and injuries near Timber Creek Drive. It's backing up traffic for a good 1.5 miles westbound on Daniels, so you can take Griffin Drive, Gateway Boulevard, or Colonial to get through a lot faster out there. Also, if you're heading out through Fort Myers, there's a hit-and-run crash at Metro Parkway and Crystal Drive causing some slight delays. Looking good on 75 and 41. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, happy Friday. After a mild start to kick off the day, temperatures should be warmer today compared to the last couple days, with highs back into the lower 90s. Look out for some isolated rain and thunderstorms as we head into your Friday afternoon and Friday evening, with temperatures falling into the middle 70s overnight. Saturday, to kick off the weekend, a few storms possible, but even a bit drier and warmer with the high near 93 degrees. Some scattered thunderstorms return for Father's Day with a high of 92. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Blah, 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 blah. Gear up for the liberal loudmouths at work. Drew Steele, mornings on 92.5 Fox News.
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by parents consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Parents' rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
You'd think an Army veteran with a military career including multiple combat deployments throughout the Middle East would be a great American. And you'd be right. But Joe Vanderbosch also happens to be a great dentist. An Army veteran of 8 years, Dr. Joe now makes his home in Southwest Florida, where his wife Sarah grew up.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joseph Vanderbosch, Freedom Dental on Metro Parkway in Fort Myers. In the Army, I received extra training in order to provide dental care in virtually any condition. That's why I can manage many dental treatments without the need to refer to a specialist. I served my country proudly for 8 years. Now I want to serve you in your dental needs. Special discounts for former and active military without dental insurance.
Dr. Vanderbosch provides emergency care and is now accepting new patients for cleaning, extractions, crowns, implants, and more. Find them online at freedomdentalfortmyers.com. That's freedomdentalfortmyers.com. Dr. Joseph Vanderbosch. Go to freedomdentalfortmyers.com.
Hey, we've got my friend Dave Meister on the phone, of course, with the Floor Meisters, the family-owned Floor Meisters in Naples. And Dave, listen, I know you got a lot of things going on. You're selling a lot of cord tech. That's great, but you got this 8,000 square foot showroom with a selection of carpet that is absolutely unbelievable as well. And the prices right now are pretty amazing. So I hear you got this whole thing going on with Dreamweaver carpets.
Well, we have the Dreamweaver Select, which is this is $3.99 carpet pad and labor, but this has a lifetime warranty for pet stains, abrasive wear, and even for steps, a stair warranty. Nobody's ever had that before.
Listen, if you haven't been to the Floor Meisters, you really owe it to yourself to visit their store, 6281 Naples Boulevard, right next to Costco. Whether it's tile, laminate, hardwood, or, of course, carpet, they've got it all. So give them a call today, 239-596-4964, or on the web at floormeisters.com.
Are you looking to have built or repaired a shingle, metal, or tile roof? Do you want to hire a company where the owner personally inspects your job and every job? Hello, I'm Jimmy Williamson of WB Williamson Brothers Roofing. If the answer is yes, 844-WB-BUILT. WB Williamson Brothers Roofing represents the fourth generation of a tradition that began with my grandfather back in 1967. And it's a tradition of building something that you can be proud to put your name on. If you need a quote for the construction or repair of a shingle, metal, or tile roof, call me, Jimmy, 844-WB-BUILT. Or visit us at 2944 South Street in Fort Myers. Williamson Brothers Roofing also specializes in standing seam metal roofs and commercial flat roofs. Satisfied clients include Florida Gulf Coast University and Pensacola State College. Call Williamson Brothers Roofing at 844-WB-BUILT. That's 844-WB-BUILT. That's 844-WB-BUILT.
Got mold?
In your house?
What do I do now?
Call 239-936-1033.
Call Fire Service, your disaster response friends.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
All right, 239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live. DrewSteele.com is the website. Steele has 3 E's. We appreciate you watching. All right, bring him up. Mike Opelka. Who is
present?
Yes, who has been...
I thought you were taking attendance.
I'm taking attendance. Has anybody seen that troublemaker, Mike Opelka? Is he back in the room? Where is he?
Present.
I got a question for you. Weren't you on last night for Trey filling in?
Yes, sir.
Aren't you doing that again?
Record.
You set a record for what?
Most texts in 1 hour.
Is that right? I didn't know there was a number for that. Did Ian kind of keep track of that, or how did that work?
Yeah, we had over 200 text messages when I asked people for one word and one word only to describe the Biden administration.
Oh, maybe
it was brilliant.
All right,
a lot of them we couldn't speak out loud, but there were a couple. I'll give you the 3 runners up.
Yeah.
are the two runners up, because my word was the best, of course. Greed-diculous. It's a portmanteau of greed and ridiculous. Greed-diculous to describe them. Number 2 was disaster piece. A combination, right? Pretty. This audience is so clever and so smart.
Yes, they are.
And then I slapped the label on, which I think is the perfect label, and it comes from the Greek word kakis, meaning the worst.
Yeah.
It's a kakistocracy, the government by the worst possible people.
All right. I like that. It's better than it's. Well, I don't even know if I can say this, but. I don't know. I'll ask Jake one day I'll ask you off the air one day, and then you tell me if I can repeat. It has to do with I'll just say it has to do with something that when I was a kid I used to read in my grandparents' house. In the restroom and the toilet was a little tiny toilet, and I'll just say it. What the heck? It's radio. What's the worst that can happen? It said, it says, mangia bene, caca forte io, no peor della morte. And that was an Italian thing. And it's basically you eat well and you poop well and you'll never have to fear death.
Yeah, that's kind of...
That's a good, that's it. I don't even know. I don't know. That's just a phrase that popped into my head at the moment that you were, Hey, Mike Opelka, you're filling in tonight for Trey as well. You probably have some other awesome things to discuss, right?
Yeah, we're going to try and set another record tonight. I've got a new one, a new question that I'm going to pop on the people this evening. And I think it's going to be enjoyable.
Okay.
And we're going to have some fun. You know, we'll cover all the news du jour, and we'll have a little political ranting. We had a liberal woman call last night and suggest the only word that could describe this administration was caring.
Really?
And
you sure it wasn't Karen? Maybe she meant Karen.
Believe me, I looked at it and said there must be a typo on the call screen list here. No, it was Karen, and I quizzed her. I said, so on day one, after he was sworn in, signing an action that put 20,000 people out of work on a pipeline, that's caring? That's what you call caring?
Right.
We have a different definition of caring.
I think so.
And then it got a little contentious, but it should be fun tonight. We're going to talk a lot about Amazon. Have you talked about Amazon this morning?
Oh gosh, are we going? All right. Can I just tell you that Jake, before we went on the air, he's beside himself, and I said save it for the air because I want you to say what you're upset about and what you just did, and have Mike Opelka opine. Are you ready? All right, Jake.
I'm ready.
Tell him what's going on.
All right. So I was just telling Drew a little bit ago, literally right before we went on the air, I just signed the petition to not allow Jeff Bezos to re-enter Earth's atmosphere.
See, I think that's a waste of time because I think Elon Musk is sending up a ship of his own to shoot him down.
That is, I'm not really sure if that's confirmed, but it is funny. But it's funny.
It's not. All these billionaires doing all this stuff in space. It's really interesting to me to see how people spend their money in this contest. We can't measure the schmengies anymore, and compare it that way. So what are they doing? They're standing on their wallets and spending the money to try and outdo one another.
That's good. It's like when a flat screen TV is $10,000, and it's like, well, let the rich people buy them, and then they'll buy enough of them, and then all the prices will go down, and we'll buy it for like $200 in another year. It's kind of the same thing. Let them shoot themselves into space and make sure everything is working, and then tell me when it's $200, and we can talk.
Yeah, it's the you first principle. I love that. That's a great thing to have, especially in matters that could be deadly. But I'm more upset about Amazon Studios and what they have just mandated. I don't know if you've been into this today.
Tell me.
So Amazon is demanding that productions, and they are now really taking over Hollywood, throwing buckets of money at people to make programming for TV and movies. Yeah. They're demanding 50% female characters in all their movies and TV shows, as well as, now get this, LGBTQ, disabled and underrepresented racial groups. So if you're going to have a production that requires more than 3 people above the line in the directors, production people. They have to be 50% female. Now, if you get into characters, they have to be 50% female, LGBTQ, disabled, underrepresented. And that means that Daniel Day-Lewis could not have played the Oscar-winning role in My Left Foot.
Explain.
He would have had to have had a mangled foot in order to have that role, according to the regulations from Amazon. Colin Firth could not have played the stuttering king in The King's Speech. The guy who played Billy Bibbit in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest could not have played that role because he didn't have a stutter in real life. This is madness.
Yeah.
This is absolute madness, and it's PC madness. And I don't know where this ends up, but they just have to wake up. And how do you make a movie in the future about the storming of the beaches at Normandy and say, okay, we know that it was 99.5% men that were running up on the beach and getting killed, but we're going to need half of these soldiers to be women. Right. No, you can't do that. This is just stupid.
Well, isn't it the responsibility of Hollywood and the actors to stand up and say something as well? Why don't they? Well, I guess that we know the answer, but shouldn't they be saying something?
An actor with a spine, that would be something.
Yeah, I guess I'm asking too much.
That's not happening. These are people who will take a role for craft services so they can eat. It's real. This is really sad, and I think it is. Unless we as consumers stand up and say, we're not buying it anymore. We're gonna put our eyeballs somewhere else. They're just gonna keep doing dumb stuff like this. It's bending to crazy woke culture.
Yeah, and I wonder how that and even that rolls into a lot of the woke culture that we're seeing. I might ask you about this because it's been in the news. Juneteenth. What are your thoughts on that?
I'm real happy about this. Although the name is what's wrong, they, putting the word Independence Day in there was wrong. This should have been Emancipation Day. Mm-hmm. I lived in Texas for 13 and a half years, and Juneteenth was a holiday. And it was a holiday where people came together and celebrated this country, celebrated diversity, celebrated Black culture. There was music, there was food, there was people communing together. So Juneteenth has been a holiday forever in Texas, and it was never anything that was a bone of contention used to separate us or say, weren't we a horrible place? And I think it's amazing, and I'm going to use the term whitewashed here, that the Democrats have whitewashed their role in perpetuating slavery in this country for decades. Yeah. Bringing us the Klan, bringing us so many. I can't get into. I'll rant, but I'm good with Juneteenth. Yeah, but I understand a lot of people are ticked off today because they didn't get the notice till after work closed yesterday. So they have meetings planned, they have training sessions planned, they have a whole lot planned, and suddenly it's a day off.
Yeah,
nobody's going to work.
It's interesting you say that because I take the opposite position. I'm not for it, and I'll tell you why. Because it was something that was special in Texas for the right reasons, like you just mentioned, and it's a teachable moment, and it certainly is something to look at, but to celebrate. I look at it as right now, the timing is suspect because I would like to revisit this a year from now and see how this is going to be portrayed nationally. It's going to be a day off. And I fear that there will be anarchists, radicals that will use it to push an agenda. And that's going to be the purpose. And it will not be a positive one. And that the timing of all of this could not have been worse. And it's not that it shouldn't have happened or shouldn't be addressed, but the fact of how it is transpired in the time that we're in now, that's my concern. I think they're going to use this date as something that will not be projected as it was and has been in the past in Texas, but something completely different. But we'll see. I mean, that's my position.
Well, we can either sit back and let them do that, or we can take it into our own hands and try and perpetuate the example from Texas for so many years.
Yeah, but I wonder what happens to people who do that. How will they be portrayed by a media that is already gaslighting and using language against people, for example, who understand the underpinnings of what CRT is, critical race theory? Not that it's being taught as critical race theory in schools, but how it is legal professors who put this thing together 30 years ago, not with this idea and objective of we're going to have indoctrination, Maoist style indoctrination stations in every school, and that's what it's going to be, and it's going to be apparent, and it's going to be open, and you're going to see it in the text. No. It's the undercurrent. It's the language that's being used in the positions of teaching our kids. It's very slick and deceitful, and that ideology that's happened there as well, and how people already are couching it. And you probably heard Chris Cuomo and Don the Lemon talking about it last night, trying to say, all you people who are saying this, what you don't want to teach slavery? You don't want kids to know about? No, nobody's saying that. That's never been the talk. We all know what it is, and people who are articulating that point that don't divide us, and that's what you're doing.
Well, two things here, maybe three. I'm sorry you watched CNN.
I didn't watch it. I saw Tom Grabian had it from Tom Elliott from Grabian had it. So yeah, I'm giving him the credit.
I know
for watching it for me. Yeah.
Nobody else is watching CNN. CNN is tanking. It's swirling the drain right now. So it's a minimal audience. Same for MSNBC. And those are the two major proponents of CRT and pushing these evil narratives. What I'm heartened by as it relates to this topic is the groundswell now of parents and interested parties going to school board meetings and standing up and roasting them about CRT and the teaching that kids are being given this racist background that they're evil. If you're white, you're an oppressor. If you're black, you've been oppressed. And we're seeing more black people. The doctor in Illinois got 2 degrees, grew up in a household with no parents, and worked his butt off to get to where he is. These are the examples, and we have to be the people on the tower, the watchmen on the tower, who are now standing up and screaming, no, stop dividing us. We will not be divided by a program, a theory, and it's not even a fact-based thing. It is a theory that somebody cooked up, as you said, years ago, a theory that is based in Marxism that started in Germany. So we have to take heart in the fact that so many people are now standing up. Not only that black doctor, there was a Giuliani's podcast as a black woman from Florida who's saying that she's not going to let critical race theory infect her kids. You had the Chinese woman who was saying, I've seen this before. It's Mao's theory, only they replaced class with race. Mm-hmm. And so I'm feeling there's a groundswell, and we need to keep stoking that.
Yeah. Mike Opelka will be filling in tonight again for Trey on the drive. So listen for that. Who knows what crazy thing will be discussed.
We're breaking records tonight.
Breaking
records tonight. Yeah. Last night, 200 texts in an hour on the branding of the Biden administration. Tonight, we're crushing it. Trust me.
I was going to bring this up earlier, but I wanted to bring it up with you because I thought this was fascinating. The snub of Coca-Cola by a soccer star.
Yeah.
Tell that story.
Well, Ronaldo he's a big stinking deal. And at the press conference after this big match, he was sitting there, and these sponsors put their products on either side of the frame. So it's embedded branding, and Coca-Cola had 2 bottles, and he, being the huge star he is, just moved them aside out of the camera and held up a glass of water and said in Portuguese, water. And Coca-Cola's stock dropped precipitously enough to put a $4 billion dent in the overall valuation of Coca-Cola. It's not going to take them down. Right. But, soccer is still so massive around the globe. People don't understand how big it is.
Yeah.
And friends of mine said, do you really think that affect? Yes, it did. That's a big stinking deal. And I think that's very interesting.
But why did he do it?
Because he's a big healthy living proponent. He's a guy who doesn't like sodas and sugar drinks, and he's a huge proponent of just eat better, live better, don't drink sodas.
There. Okay. Well, that makes sense. People wanted to read a little more into it, but certainly it just shows. Again, it shows the power of the positive and the negative that some celebrity stars, sports stars have.
And he's certainly one of them. And, we get mad when we see sports stars spouting political opinions because we think, shut up, I don't need that. But when someone has had so much success as he's had and his healthy lifestyle has obviously been a part of that success, he has credibility in that arena.
Yeah. All right, I'm looking at the time. We're getting ready to go. But before we do, give me one quickie, maybe that will tease me for tonight here as you'll be filling in for Trey.
Well, I just go back to the wisdom that was given to us by Joseph Robinette Biden Jr. these past 8 days on his I Did Nothing trip.
How could I be the president of the United States of America?
Yeah, that's a question we all ask every single day.
How can he be?
We'll have some fun tonight.
Yes,
Trust me.
I'm sure. All right, go break some records, will you, please?
Thank you, doctor. God love you.
Back at you, patient. Not really sure how to respond to that if I'm the doctor. All right. Anyway, have a great weekend. A happy Father's Day to all the dads out there, and enjoy your kids, enjoy your family. All right, let's see what's going on right now with the remainder of the forecast with Wink News meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Happy Friday, Southwest Florida. Temperatures today a bit warmer than we have been for the past couple days, with the high near 90 degrees. Some isolated rain and thunderstorms possible later on in the day. As we head into Saturday, even a bit drier, though a few storms possible and a high of 93. Father's Day featuring scattered storms. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
The antidote to the anti-conservatives. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Does market turbulence and economic turmoil have you worried about your retirement nest egg? I'm Alfie Townsend. Learn how to navigate these uncertain times. Tune in to Saving the Investor radio show every Saturday at 9 a.m. or visit us at savingtheinvestor.com.
Dr. Svetlana Kogan here, a board-certified internal medicine concierge physician on 5th Avenue South in Naples. Many of you wonder what holistic practice is. Well, good health is like a puzzle. It depends on how you perceive yourself, your environment, what you eat, your relationships, and lifestyle.